Hello? Hi. To the chat. How's it going? There's gonna be a lot to go through. I found a thread on Twitter that was able to actually put everything together. So big shout outs to Twitter user Lydia VTuber. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Problem is, there's a lot. Like, actually a lot. And apparently there were like 3 or more that were also missing from here. Which is like, oh, okay, well damn, there's gonna be a lot to cover, a lot to go through. Thankfully, we were able to already read like a good 4 or 5 of these, so hopefully it's not gonna be too long. But, big thing, Sinder apologized. Quote unquote, apologized. I don't think that it went all too well because I've been seeing a lot of memes on my feed. I've been seeing a lot of people actually like talk about the fact that, hey, Sinder basically just killed her own career off of saying this. And turns out it's pretty much all just, hey, my boyfriend did a bad. Oopsies. That's it. So, holy fuck. Is her Twitter just Sinder VTuber? Yes. Remember how yesterday she had 340 something followers? 40,000? 340,000? Now she has 293k, which means I don't think she's coming back. A lot of people that follow her are basically just inactive on Twitter, which is, you know, it makes sense. But I don't think she's gonna come back at all. Anyways, going from the beginning, we've already seen the Nanoless post, we've already seen Bao's response as a Google Doc as well, and we've seen Spite's Google Doc. There's things that I was able to miss out. No, there's things that I missed out on, sorry, because they got posted as I was not awake or as I was not streaming. So yeah, it is time to actually go through them. Scaramore. The SacramoreTV person is supposedly one of the editors that worked for Bao, and the Sinder was kind of, you know, salty about the fact that they started working for Bao and asked themselves if they could remove their own participation inside of descriptions of like people's YouTube comments. Not comments, descriptions, sorry. Because they themselves had said that they wanted to actually try to create their own career instead of just being known as the YouTube editor. This is going to be very unorganized, but I'll try to keep this brief since I don't really think that they, Red specifically, deserve any more of my attention after hearing what they have said about me, and also how working with them was. First off, to address this, and this is an image of Nano and Red speaking to each other on the 15th of January 2025, when it's talking about the whole anonymously in-house as an editor, so like never credited, which in reality he was always credited to begin with. I asked Bao to go anonymous and in-house because I'd been wanting to focus on my own projects for 2025 since I'd spent pretty much all of 2023 and 2024 doing video for others and was having a lot of people / companies reach out to me asking me to work with or for them. And I'm not good at saying no to work opportunities. That's fair, this is all stuff that has been already proven and shown beforehand, even on the day that all the Google Docs started actually popping up. And so I ignored it. Since in general being just an editor is not a long-term sustaining thing in most scenarios, very true, hence why a large majority either turn to becoming managers or their own content creators with their own platforms. And this all like tracks and it makes sense, especially when you look at like VTubers and just in general how long they last as streamers. If I have to think of like a VTuber that has actually like been streaming for a very long time, I'd probably have to think of someone like Shoto or Ironmouse, either of the two. Because if you remove those, the VTubers that probably lasted for the longest time without graduating have been in the first generation of Hololive EN. The girls, so like Gorgura, but even then, it's 5 years. And I can understand the sentiment of wanting to actually like build your own personal wealth and your own personal name at your own pace instead of being gated behind a possibility of someone retiring simply because they got burnt out or they just don't feel like doing it anymore. So I just wanted to be left alone this year to work on other things than just editing for other people, which is why I wanted to be separated from my commissioned work since I do not like the idea of just being labeled an editor. That makes sense, that's fair. And this is a message from Redacted to Nano. You know what, I'm just gonna like open this on Paint as well, just in case. Because you never know. Like, it could be stuff that we haven't seen yet. I think I recognize some messages in it, so I'm not sure. Well, we love working with you. Cinder wouldn't be Cinder without Nano. Okay, but let me tell you the T. Oh, it's the theme. It's the T message. Okay, that's like super simple. It's the whole about the MV thing. Bao had original songs last year that had MVs by her editor, and the songs flop. Her editor met us at TwitchCon and was saying that he'd love to work with us, practically jumping through hoops to get something planned. We managed to have him squeeze by in the Boss Rush MV between his work with Bao. He says he loved working on it, is super excited to work on the next MV project. Boss Rush's song blows up, and he's credited as the editor. I ask him when he's free to do the next project, and all of a sudden he changes his mind and is only working with Bao going forward. No explanation. There is some context missing since we know how Bao is behind the scenes, but basically we don't have an MV editor now for all the next Boss Rush projects. For our next Boss Rush project, sorry. We think that Bao got pissed that her editor did an original song MV for her friends without her knowing that it did 100% better or 100 times better than her original songs last year, that she locked them up so no one else could work with him, and then had to make it public on Twitter that he was working with her only going forward, like a little announcement tweet. And my takeaway from this was just, Cinder, you were just too slow, and being salty about this is very deplorable and actually very childish of you. But I can understand the annoyance. And this is the response from the editor itself. When me and Cinder initially discussed working on a music video project at TwitchCon, everything was fine and friendly. However, the part that is stated as practically jumping through hoops is, well, a bit of an overstatement, to say the least, since they had asked me a significant amount of times, trying to get me to work with them after I told them no multiple times, and I only said yes because they offered double pay. So pretty much context was missing. The editor never wanted to work with them, and they only did it for the bag. And to that, I say, I respect it. Double pay? That's gigantic hustle. I love that. Good for you. Hey, shit, I actually hope you got paid very, very well. And these are the messages between the editor and Redacted. You wouldn't happen to be available for an MV in a week or two, would you? I'm completely full every day this month, and the earliest I could do is November 9th. Just checking, thank you. No problem. I'm 100% down for one after that date, though. Sorry to bother, but you know all the do you know the exact release date, since I could try working something out to fit in if y'all want. Okay, if it's alright, let me know in 2 or 3 days. This month is dummy busy with work, I'm guessing. They jump through hoops. They're jumping through hoops is the equivalent of he kept on saying no, so we had to bribe him. That's pretty much it, which is actually very, very sad. That they're basically just grabbing their own actions and rewording them to make themselves look a lot better than what they are. But sadly, I'm not surprised considering that messages from back in 2023, early 2023, were pretty much the same, so it fits the track record. How about thanks for waiting? So I've been trying to figure out if there was any feasible way I could slide Cinder into my schedule this month, but between moving in my new apartment this week and the Halloween album, 7 MVs, damn, I think November 9th is the very earliest I can start. I'm very sorry, but if there's any projects after that date y'all would like me to do, I can lock into y'all into my calendar, 100%. Again, very sorry for any inconvenience. How long does it usually take for you to edit an MV? And this message is actually like really, really small. I'll just zoom into it really quick. Here. Depends on complexity and length, so optimal would be a week or 2, I guess, for Rush. How would you feel about me giving you everything for the MV now, work on it in between other projects, and you'll have to give it to me by the end of October? I really would love to be able to squeeze in with y'all, and absolutely would if I could, but I genuinely don't have any free days until November 9th at the earliest. This month instead of November, it's literally just an ass beating for my schedule. Okay, thank you, Dosak. You're missing out on a good one. That is kind of cringe. I don't like that at all. Damn, this is very... Could I consider it or call it dog shit? I don't want to call it manipulative because I think that that's like kind of too much, but it's just very, very weird. It's translated to I don't want to do this shit, drop it, bro. No, it's not translated to that. It's more like I physically can't do this. Like, the only reason why they even took the job to begin with is just because they got paid double their rates. And it was just like, it was one of those points where the reward was too good not to say no. But even then, they basically just had to squeeze it in and sacrifice a lot of rest, sleep, or just their own personal life just to be able to make this done. When in reality, all the Redacted should have done to begin with is just okay, we'll just look for someone else. You can't fit it, that's cool, or we'll just delay it, and if they can't delay it, look for someone else. That's all they have to do. It's just very stupid and says a lot about their character, sadly. When was it that you're free again? Things have been pushed back a lot. November 9th is my last MV for Bao until the first week of December, I think. When is Cinder's coming out now? When it's ready. Lol. What? Okay. To be honest, I'll probably start in a day or two after I wrap up with Bao's MV. In that case, the song has a lot of typography. Is that something you're good at? Can I hear it? If not, no worries, so I can get an idea. Is it English or JP? English. Okay. Lots of animated text with different fonts, but yeah, that's fine. Is it just one still image she's using for artwork? No. I can send you more details in a week or two. Yeah, that should be good. Just hit me up whenever you got more info, but I'm super down. Are you available? Sorry for getting back to you so late. That was a month and a half after. What? Okay. That was actually like still in the time frame that SAC said that they were going to be able to be free of. Free just in general, which is from November 9th to the start of December. Okay. Are you available? Sorry for getting back to you so late. All good. I'm still 100% down to do it. I would be able to start like first or second week of December for like mid-December release, if that's okay. We're hoping for end of November release. That would be impossible for me. Oh, there's the message. Okay, like I said, I'm still super down to do it and really hope to be able to work with Sinder on the video, but my schedule is always super packed / fully planned weeks and months ahead without much wiggle room, and considering their work and their quality, not surprised. So just let me know what y'all would like to do or feeling. What if we pay you double? You can send the invoice to blank whenever. We'll get that paid ASAP. Also, I'm not sure what they're on about not knowing about me working with them, since I asked Bao with Sinder and Red standing right next to me at TwitchCon if it was fine, since I'd agreed to do all the Halloween album, but would probably miss one of the songs, and she had no problems with it at all. And this is the Google Drive with the render of a song called My Name. Also, the stream was pushed back for the reason of the video wasn't done yet. Song was going up at 2 PM if I remember. However, this part got really under my skin due to the fact that it was just straight up not true. And if something goes wrong in the video production line, no matter who's at fault, the blame will fall to the editor / animator pretty much every time. Yeah. Sadly, being an editor, an animator, or audio work, any work like that that happens in the background, if it goes well, if nothing bad happens, no one will say anything. No one will care. But if something goes bad, that's going to be the first person that everyone will point their fingers at. And it sucks. So I can understand why they just felt, you know, mistreated doing this. Especially if it wasn't true. I'm still not sure why the stream was pushed back. So it felt as if I was getting passive-aggressively blamed publicly on stream in front of thousands for the lateness really upset me, since the video was not late even under a very tight deadline, where I did not even receive the artwork until the 18th. The first full master until the 19th, and was then asked to also make a teaser version as well as an ad for the end of the video for their merch on the 21st. So they already they're already saying no the entire time because they had like no time, and then they were piling other work on top of it. Very fun. Which I was not informed at all prior to planning. I'd also skipped going home for Thanksgiving after a family member passed to get this video done and rushed the hell out of it. The entire video was done from scratch in little under 2 weeks, since there were quite a few both visual and audio assets I did not have at the time, that even remotely resembled what the final product would sound like. So I felt that this was an attack on my work ethic, which is something that I take quite a lot of pride in. I did not receive the merch assets until the 27th as well either. And then there is more images that I can just zoom into because might as well. Here. You did nuts. Everyone loves it. Thank you so much for grinding this out, Sac. The fans are gonna go crazy for this song, I swear to God. If there's time to make any edits to it, I don't know how long this would take to render though. During the courses, the shot of the girls can be zoomed in a little more to show more of all of them. Vienna's verse is very gray, black, and white and should have a little bit more blue tone overall. At the end of 322, Tricky has pink eyes instead of yellow. This is the most important one, I think. They all agree that the gray desaturated filters on the artwork should be greatly toned down or removed from the parts where it's shown, especially during the choruses, so a lot more of the original artwork's color comes through, and then there's all the timestamps. Also, do you have a trailer? Bro. Vienna had just had the idea of today of 3 small trailers of a small part of each of their verses too. But if there is no time for that, it's okay. And then there is the Google Doc with everything fixed after not too long, actually. Okay. Course trailer for Twitter and individual trailers also for Twitter. Even though with revisions and all the extra trailers, the video was completed and delivered in time, on time, with enough time for YouTube to process the 4K version. There's probably more that I should clarify since I'm aware that this is unbelievably poorly organized, but I'm very tired and I don't feel like giving any more energy to these people. If there's anybody who has questions for me, just send me a DM. I wish I read this prior because I would have actually liked to ask a little bit more questions. But and this is basically the editor's POV of the whole redacted situation. All of this is showing that bro is a beast when it comes to movie making. Yeah. No, he does great work. No, if anything, all of this shows that, like, he was kind of treated like shit to a certain extent. Like, he multiple times said, I just can't do it. There's no time for it. And the only reason why he even picked it up to begin with is simply because, like, when you get offered double of your rate, you just can't say no. You're kind of forced into that. Because people just want to pay their bills. It makes sense. And I actually feel bad for them as well. That sucks. And now a Silvervale doc. Well done. Silvervale document. My statement on Sinder and redacted. Here. Intro. Oh boy. Wow, okay. How many pages is this? It's 13 pages. Oh no, come on. Introduction. I shouldn't have to say this, but me putting out the statement is not a call for an excuse, or an excuse for anyone to turn this situation into a witch hunt. Maybe bad take. I'm not sure about this. While I do think that saying this stuff of, like, we shouldn't turn the situation into a witch hunt, we shouldn't use this as, like, reasoning to turn it into a witch hunt. I do personally believe that there's situations in which people's actions make it so that certain responses from communities are deserved. And while I do believe that stuff like death threats and anything heinous like that should never happen, I do believe that stuff like this should be used as evidence or reasoning to push someone out of a community really hard. While I do believe that a quote-unquote witch hunt where people like send death threats and stuff like that shouldn't happen, something more low-key, where it's just, we don't want you in this community, you can fuck right off, should be there. We should still be using these Google Docs as a way for us to just say, hey, we don't want any of this. If there's other people like that, good luck. My intention for making a statement is strictly to give myself closure from the events of the past years and to clarify how I've been personally affected. I debated if I even wanted to say anything after being asked if I wanted my name in the original document censored, as the situation is much bigger than my personal experience. However, after finding out how wide and extensive the transgressions were, I feel the need to give clarity to my situation and how I was personally affected. I want to note, as others have, thank you, that though a majority of the messages are shown from redacted, Sinder's manager, I find it impossible that he acted solely on his own intentions without Sinder's knowledge or consent, given to the extent of which he has represented her publicly and professionally. Nano and VTuber 1. I mean, like, if we wanted to have some kind of model exclusivity, what would you need to make that sustainable for you? Oh, that's when they were talking about, like, the amount of price, like, the amount of money that they would actually need to give in to be able to just have full-on exclusivity. And also, this is when they started having those disgusting comments where they speak about the fact that, hey, if you make more models, it's actually going to be, like, the older ones are going to be worth less. So if you make less models for less people, your value is going to be retained, which sucks. Maybe you can share one of your ideas and I can check with what I think. Okay, I got some ideas for this, I guess. I was driving, what are you thinking? I asked help from my friends, so a monthly fee, also how long this would be, etc, etc. Oh, and there's the message that was actually, like, finally cleared. I think the main things we're looking for are for you not to take any brand new model clients and to not make any new models and outfits with, finally said the name, Silvervale. It's right there. Oh my god, I could probably make this right, actually. Wow, look at that. But what the fuck did Silvervale even do? I'm gonna be honest, the only reason why I know Silvervale is because I remember when she left VShoujo. And that's when I learned of her existence to begin with. What did she do? You'd still be able to work on other models and outfits with all of your other existing babies, and your artworks and commissions wouldn't be affected. She got hate for looking like Sinder? Isn't Sinder supposed to be brown and red and fire related, and Silvervale like bluish and pink? That's the equivalent of saying all VTuber women look alike. Which is just idiotic. Does she need to do anything? We're talking about Sinder. That, you know what, actually, good point. Didn't even think about that. One of our concerns is that more nano babies means nano models don't have the same value anymore. Blah, 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 blah. Stupid shit. Just drama. Smile. The same way that all of this was just business. What about, we can pay blank for you, and you don't have to discount it for next payment. We'll continue giving you lots of model work. I think for this year right now, you don't want to work with Bao, couldnt, as it's been shown already, or Silver at all again, models or art. I don't think you've ever done anything with Bao or blank before. We also have another gamer subs label, etc, etc. We could do it when Silver asks for art, you tell her no, and then you tell us to buy another art piece, like you'd still get a job from it. Oh. And this is another, like, just message that was finally uncensored. That just shows that they were talking about Silver this entire time here. I don't want to take any sides on any drama situation. Is this about Silver's model? Yes, I want to take it, but I don't want to disrespect Sinder. I just want to do pretty models, no hurt feelings. Business is a business. Crazy. Nano, you're a freelance artist, and Silver is a long-time client, so it makes sense to continue doing work for her and understand the logistics of it. At the end of the day, you need to do what is best for you, which, like, is basically the equivalent of them saying, do what is best for you as we tell you. Do what we think is best for you, not what you think for yourself. Which is just stupid. Sinder just wanted to say sorry for stepping back on the exclusivity deal, wanted to apologize personally to you after I've only talked about it with Red. But I just don't want to be dragged on any personal issues like that. After all, Silver is still a client, and it makes me anxious and kind of destroys my mental to do this kind of deal. I just wanted to let you know that I still love working with you and Red, but I'll understand if things don't work out because of Silver. I just love my clients, that is all. I get it, and it was unfair to push this on you, true, but it's really just confusing going back and forth about it. There's no need to go back and forth, just listen to what Nano is saying, which is no, and just take it. I just get compared to her a lot, even still today, and it's like I'm always living in someone's shadow, which is one of the reasons why Red asked about not making any more models for her. And when you said, I understand if things don't work out, just makes me feel like you're okay with not working with me anymore. Straight up just pure manipulation. Which hurts so much after all this time. I feel so hurt that you're actually not getting into drama that we ourselves created and are not wanting to do something about it. If you don't take our side, it hurts me. Bruh. I really appreciate it, Nano, but it's your decision who you ultimately work with, but this is how I've been feeling. By the way, in all of this, they never mentioned if Silvervale ever did anything bad. They're just like, oh, people are comparing me to her. Stop working with her. Simply because there's some stupid idiots out there online that you should block or not even interact with to begin with, are actually saying something that is completely meaningless, and at the end of the day, those people end up getting filtered out. I don't really see the point of keeping thinking about being compared to Silver. You're so much bigger already, you've done so much more. But it would never give Silver any priority over you. Also, there's not even any model for her being discussed. I just want to sleep clear-minded. I love this kind of mode. Also, I'm fine with not doing her models, but at least GamerSup's art would be fine with me. I just don't want to be 100% an asshole for her. It's not me, but other people's opinions of us, and I'm just trying not to get involved into any drama that other people want to talk about comparing us. But I understand where you're coming from, Nano. There's no hard feelings. Other people's opinions of us. There's people out there online that will always think that you're an idiot, you're stupid, and you need to do unspeakable things to yourself. Does that mean that we should take every single message seriously? No. Sometimes it's best to just look at those messages, laugh at them, think to yourself, oh my god, these people like will just filter themselves out. They will end up speaking to other people that are like that and then realize their mistakes, hopefully growing up. And if they don't, you just stare at them like they're a helpless fucking like child that is trying to like jump jump a rope but keeps on like falling over on their head, on like their face over and over and over again. You just feel bad a little bit. It shouldn't, like, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words may never hurt you. This is just a dog shit explanation to just, hey, stop making work for them because we don't like them. And here's like a very bad excuse. It's just dumb. I remember when Sinder was talking mad shit about Spite. What is this? Yeah, it's just stupid. Like, where's the comparison? Is it just the fact that, like, their hair is parted to the left? Is it the fact that they have, like, cat ears, dog ears, whatever those things are? Is it the fact that they have tits? Is that it? It's the fact that they have tits. I see. Okay. They're nothing alike. Like, I'm sorry, they're nothing alike. There is no comparison. Even the fucking face shape is different. Like, it's just not there. One of them is actually longer and the other one is like a little bit more like shorter. What the fuck? Blink. Hi, Keith. They both just have Neko Mimi, that's all. Then who cares? Like, there's a lot of cat girls online. Does that mean that every single cat girl should go out of their way to, like, try to gate specific artists and work from those cat girls simply because they feel like they're encroaching into their space? No! Just have a different design! You think that the reason why people compare you is just because you have, like, fucking dog ears and big tits? Okay, cool. Just have a really cool looking outfit that people will stare at instead of your tits. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not that deep. Like, do you want an example of a VTuber that noticed, hey, there's a lot of dragon VTubers as well. I'll try to, like, do something different. Or I'll try to, like, you know, be myself. Even though it, like, strays away a little bit from my own personal, like, design. Even though I think that it just looks cool and it would be nice to, like, try. Zentreya? Zentreya didn't always look the same. They had different designs. At first, they had an army, like, hat and, like, jacket and everything. Then they had a skin suit. Then they actually, like, had white hair. Then they reverted back to dragon. And they just had so many more different design choices. Zentreya had a lot of changes. Exactly. They wanted to stand out. And they realized, oh, instead of complaining and trying to, like, gatekeep the general design from other dragon VTubers, I should try to do things different. Who's Zentreya? I can show. Wait. Here, it's this person. Like, look, this model is, like, completely different compared to the other one. And while someone will say, oh, yeah, but I still want to generally, like, keep the same identity that I had. Okay, cool. You don't have to go as extreme as Zentreya did, but you can still change your design a lot to be able to actually still be very recognizable. If this image could load down. Like, there's a big difference between this and the old Zentreya model, which this is just fan art, obviously, but this is how it used to look like. There was a dragon tail as well, but yeah. Zentreya old model. Like, look. And there's an office one. There's an office one? I didn't even know about that. Zentreya had so many designs that, like, damn. Like, I didn't even know about this one. What the fuck is this? They have a zombie? Good for them. And here, just like, they keep on trying to basically just pressure Nano over and over. Like, I understand where you're coming from. Sorry about this, my mental is just a bit weak. By the way, no, I have to say, Nano, your mental is not weak in the slightest, that you endured this for like 2 years. You have a very fucking strong mental. You have a mental that is stronger than a lot of my rivals' teammates. Like, I see people giving up after like 5 minutes of things not going their way. You were able to actually like stand your ground for 2 years. Good for them. Nano's a fucking trooper. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's insane. Same girl? No, your mental is not weak in the slightest. The thing is, I remember like reading out this message and thinking about it to myself yesterday after I ended stream. Not yesterday, like 2 days ago. And going like, holy shit. No, Sinder does not have a weak mental in the slightest. Because how could someone go to sleep at night and feel okay of doing like everything that they've been doing? And then I realized that she said this after 2 years of doing the same bullshit. That means that I think that she would actually go to sleep kicking her feet up, like going through her DMs from like Red's phone or something. We're like, oh my god, guys, look at me. I'm having so much fun. This is very fun. I know I'm in the right. Like, bro. Christ. I'm so sorry for bringing this to you. I wanted to get that money. The whole situation is kind of sucky. I want to just get along. Speak to the people and block the people that end up actually comparing you two together. You don't want to get along. You just want to prop yourself up at the cost of other people. Understand that things don't work out. About this, it would be mostly if you hate me for not burning Silver down from my list. I would never hate you, thank you, and same. I'm just an insecure bitch. I love everything we've done together and I want to keep doing more. People saying dumb shit online just makes me stressed. Cool, go down the Bao route. Don't have a Twitter account. Don't manage your shit. Have your quote-unquote manager do those things for you. Just make the content, go outside, have a hobby, enjoy life. Just don't interact with the things that you don't like. It's not difficult. But at this point, we all know that we shouldn't feel bad for Sinder in the slightest because all of this is just fake. Like, none of this was real to begin with. It's just very depressing. Like, all of this could have just been fixed with talking and going outside. But sadly, it's a little difficult. It is. Anyways, I'm VTuber, one of the screenshots provided by Nano in her document. I've been a friend and a client of Nano for years, and seeing how she was manipulated and abused by Sinder and Red makes me livid. She's an absolute sweetheart and just wants her clients to be happy. It breaks my heart to see how she was treated like a tool and a resource to be used for growth rather than a talented living person and gaslit into somehow believing that how she was being treated was okay. I'm so proud of Nano for having the courage to come forward with the affected people with all of this and to let people know how they were being unknowingly sabotaged. I've spoken to her privately and just want to be clear that I have no ill will or hard feelings towards Naru for her involvement in this. I urge people reading this to try to understand the emotional manipulation on display, yes, and empathize with her situation. There's a lot I could say about how disgusting I find their behavior towards other creators in general, but I want to focus on my own personal experience. Sinder and I. Oh boy. Discovering that all of this was going on behind the scenes had been gut-wrenching. I didn't know Sinder. We weren't friends, and we have barely talked. Even writing all of this, I do not understand what I could have possibly done to warrant the level of malice and cruelty shown. I'm gonna be honest, I think she just hates people that are girls and more or less the same size as her. That's it. Has Bao done anything bad? No. Did that stop them from like trying to make up their own like fantasy world in their mind about how Bao was a horrible person and was trying to snipe everything that like Sinder was made of? No. In our private interactions, I was as cordial as possible, but I just wasn't interested in associating with her professionally or being her friend. Okay. From the few uncomfortable interactions I did have with her, I'd gotten the vibe that her primary goal was to climb the social content ladder and grow her brand. I'm fully aware how common that attitude is, and that's just how you grow in this sphere, but I personally don't have the emotional fortitude or bandwidth to have friendships for the express purpose of growth. For the record, I think it's fine to have that view and to approach content creation like that, but I also reserve the right to simply not vibe with someone. I'd much rather not associate with someone at all than pretend to be their friend for the purposes of growing my brand. This might actually be the greatest self-sabotage of VTubing history. You know the worst part about it? I'm surprised it only happened now. Because all of this was boiling for years. Like actual years. This was happening behind the scenes for a very long time. So I'm surprised that it even happened to begin with. Like, only now. This should have happened like 2 years ago, and people should have distanced like themselves from her. But instead, she had the opportunity and chance to be able to grow at the size that she got to, and make money off of it. And got people to idolize her, and look at her as a beacon of like, you know, hope, into saying, to yourself, hey, maybe I could be like her one day. Just for it to be all shut down so late. Sadly, if Nano didn't come out, who knows if it would have come out? Yeah, exactly. I think that this would have been hidden for a very long time if it wasn't for Nano. Which is why it's like, oh shit, big props to them. But also at the same time, oh my god. Oh. I'm kind of sussed out by so many people coming out right now too. Well, I can explain that really simply. Sinder was basically at least in the top 20, maybe even top 10, I'm not sure, of like VTubers on Twitch. Probably in top 10. Maybe closer to top 5 than she is to top 20. Having someone like that fall is horrible for the community. Because she is such a large personality that has so many connections that a lot of people don't want to even try. Because they know for a while that there is a chance that Sinder, with a community as large as hers, could easily just flip it on the person. Like, all these artists didn't want to say anything this entire time, simply because they themselves fully knew that a small little voice is worth a lot less than a voice with 350,000 followers on Twitter. 293,000 now, obviously, but still. It's basically just a story of David and Goliath. It's very scary to do shit like this. So I'm not surprised that it took so long. But now that the first person basically ended up actually like starting the whole wave of people realizing, oh my god, it didn't just happen to me. A lot more people are coming forward and saying, hey, yeah, Sinder has always been, you know, this kind of manipulative person the entire time. Wasn't there also a thing where Sinder actually sent her community to talk to some people or something? That was briefly mentioned in passing, but it was just speculation, so don't know if it was actually true or not. There's a change these artists didn't know others like them existed, so in their POV it was just them versus Sinder. Exactly. Because, well, you know something really bad, you get, like, imagine you're a small little artist, well, not small, but like you're an artist, and your passion is drawing. You don't give a shit about drama, you don't care about drama, and you want to try to stay away from it as much as possible. You get a big VTuber, or a big streamer in general, to tell you all of this drama, and try to take their side, and they also tell you to not tell anyone else. And the fact that they've only ever told you. What do? You don't know if other people know the situation. You don't want to risk actually like making the drama worse by telling other people. You just keep quiet. And it's horrible. Because for the longest time, you have to live with the knowledge that shouldn't be given to you to begin with. Especially when it's just petty drama like this. That ended up escalating into whatever the fuck this is now. She should have been called out a lot sooner, but yeah, it's been manifesting in the background. See, the thing is, I'm already like walking back what I said. I don't think that all of this should have happened sooner. If anything, I don't think it could have happened sooner. Because Sinder was just nowhere near the size. Like, let's do this really quick, right? Sinder, VTuber. Or just Sinder, right? Twitch tracker, Sinder. 2 years ago. So around April 2023. She was legitimately a fraction of the size of what she's now. She had half the viewers. She's probably going to revert to even less than this. And she had less than half of the followers. If this popped up back then, first off, there would have been not enough proof for her to even be cancelled to begin with, and a lot of people would have taken her side. And second off, it would have barely affected her. Or a lot less than it's affecting her now. Like, the fact that it took so long makes her fall larger. It's like, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. The fact that she's as large of a content creator, or she was as large of a content creator as she was, makes it so that her downfall is a lot more harsh. It would have just been buried on the rug, pretty much. A gas cloud, no matter how big, still needs a spark from a different source. That's true. The taller they stand, the harder they fall. Yeah, thank you. That's one. And going back though. Here, the only time I had actually talked to her directly was during my meet and greet at TwitchCon 2023. I just finished my meet and greet and I was wrapping up, and as I was wrapping up, she walked directly to the screen to meet me and had someone else take a picture of us together. I was not informed of this picture or asked permission for it, and only knew about it once I saw it on Twitter later on. And you know the worst part about this? I'm pretty sure that Silvervale couldn't say anything about this, because if not, people would have actually just attacked Silvervale, going like, oh, why do you dislike this? A lot of other people take a picture like this. You only have speculations that she could just be a cloud chaser. You can't know. Why are you trying to attack Sinder like this? Like, all of these things in the Google Docs make a lot more sense now that there's like context. Without the context, this would have just seemed petty if they actually like ever posted this by itself. Oh, this was at OTK. I didn't even know. What the fuck? Also, Sinder really loved meeting. Oh, wait. This is a message from censored source and Silvervale. Interesting. Also, Sinder really loved meeting you. Wanted to collab, so I told her I'd let you know. I also could throw you guys in a group chat if you were interested. Hello, I appreciate the sentiments, but prefer to not do collabs. No worries. Hope you're having a good weekend. Oh, thanks. I'm just trying to. Just busy and lots of viral stuff coming up. Sorry for not being interested in collabs. I just like to do my own thing, but I'm always open to messages. Hope you had fun at the con and everything went okay. After the meet and greet, she contacted my manager at Mythic to ask me to collab with her. I told them I'd rather not collab, but accepted her friend request on Discord after turning her down. In private DMs, she reached out and asked me to do merch or another various form of collab to be monetized, to which I again declined. I will always prioritize my mental health and peace over any potential profit that would make me feel used transactionally and put me out of my comfort zone. Actually, big fucking W. Oh my god. Hard to find a content creator that does not put the bag in front. I respect that a lot, especially considering that they already have a bag to begin with, so they don't really need the extra anyways. Big clap. And these are the messages from Silvervale to Sinder from the 25th of October 2023. Hi Silver. Sorry for getting back to you so late. I've been super sick from TwitchCon. I guess a lot of us got sick after the last couple parties. I hope you had a good time at your meet and greet. It was nice to see you there. But yeah, no worries if you don't prefer to stream together. My manager suggested something more like sponsorships, merch, music, or some kind of other project together that maybe Mythic could help if needed. I'd love to chat more either way. Is this just a me thing? But I'd never do merch with someone that I don't even know. What the fuck? Why would I? I think that it's just weird. Because then at that point, it's basically just selling yourself for the bag. Especially if it's people you don't know and you have bad feelings with. Or like bad feelings of. I don't know. No worries, it's been super hectic and busy for everyone. I hope you're feeling better. I'm really flattered by the persistence, but I'm not... Flattered by the persistence is crazy. Okay, what? But I'm just not interested in transactional relationships with anyone. Hope you can understand. Okay. Oh, wait. Messages from Redacted to person that we don't know, but it's still Discord messages from them. Of, like... a couple months prior, actually, like more than 3 months before. Like at the end of the day, it isn't how much we make compared to her. We just want her to recognize, hey, Cinder's a big VTuber too. She got there on her own merits, just like you did. Get along. And the marketing potential and money they could just make if they teamed up. I just know anything we do, she's watching will take from or try to outdo us. Oh my god, you know the spinning figure we have on stream? Oh shit, is this the whole like exclamation point figure? Silver's figure was announced on Wednesday, no spinning figure. Sinder debuted Saturday, everyone hears about it. Figure announced, spinning figure on screen with exclamation point figure right next to it. Silver streamed yesterday, first stream since Sinder debut. Guess what, spinning figure with exclamation point figure on it, or next to it. I think it's more like wanting her to recognize Sinder even though it literally doesn't matter. I feel like there's this unspoken competition between them, like they need to one-up each other because Silver can't get along. But I also understand her point of view. A new VTuber who people say looks, sounds, and acts like you becomes just as successful as you in a year. If she did recognize Sinder as an equal or a friend, then it would be like she's endorsing her copy, or like I've seen some people say, her replacement. Who is some people, but whatever. They share a lot of the same audience too. Why are they so butthurt by figure? I don't know. I don't get it. And you know what's even stupider about it? I have the best example of why that idea is idiotic. I don't know if people over here know about like Rainbow Six Siege, but in Rainbow Six Siege, if you're a big content creator, the game will go out of their way to grab your logo or any image that you want to submit and put it in the game as a small little charm that you can put in your guns. And people will be able to get that charm by just subscribing to your Twitch channel. So you get a small little kickback and people get something that they actually enjoy. And some streamers have realized, wow, what if we decide to just put ! sub for a charm? Like up here. The chat is obviously covering it, but you get the point. So would other content creators that have the same like charm in the game be accused of stealing an idea when it's just a smart way to advertise? It's stupid. It means absolutely nothing. And it's just very idiotic. For the VTuber watchers, imagine if you could have ! lore, ! plush. Yeah, ! figure. It's right here. It's just a small little advertisement. Who cares? Like, in that regard, then what about, like, has Sinder ever made a subathon? Considering her graph on Twitch tracker, I'm guessing she has. Right here, because she's had I'm Only Sleeping as one of her top game categories. And she streamed 230 hours during a month. Does that mean that Sinder should get shit on because she decided to copy Ludwig's concept of a subathon? No? So why are they so pressed over something that simple? It makes no sense. Like, there's absolutely no reason to it. It's just stupid. I had a new Live 2D model in the works for my birthday with Nano, which was eventually cancelled. I was devastated, as Nano was the one who originally asked if she could do this model because she was excited to make it with all the new things she had learned, and my birthday was special. Fair enough. At the time, the reason given was health and stress reasons, which made sense given how much was on Nano's plate, and despite my disappointment, expressed my support for prioritizing her health. I'm now aware that the actual reason for her declining to work with me on my birthday model was external pressure from Redacted and Sinder. Aha! Classic. Fucking... This is something that happened with Bao as well. Not surprised, sadly. Words cannot describe how heartbroken I was and am. So this is the image. Silver, I have to cancel the model commission. I'm sorry. My manager told me I have to cancel the most commissions possible for health reasons. I've been working too hard and it's getting to me. I really apologize for this inconvenience. I was looking forward to it so much. I love your art so much, and I've been excited for a new model from you. I understand though. You have to prioritize your health and taking care of yourself. I hope your health improves and you feel better. Make sure to get lots of rest and relaxation. Do you know if you would be able to do next year at all? Don't feel pressured or anything, just asking. I'm sorry it hurts me a lot too. I just wish I could work on everything I could, but I believe I can still go for some time next year. Okay. That's okay. I know you have a ton on your plate and can't imagine how stressful it must be. Do you think you can still do the gamer subs tub art? Yeah, illustrations are okay. Wow! Unbelievable! A streamer at the top that is actually a nice person and thinks, oh yeah, that's fine, don't worry about it. Yeah, take care of yourself. Wow! The complete fucking opposite of what ended up happening with Sack and Redacted of just, hey, I'm really busy, I'm sorry I can't. Yeah, but you're missing out on a good one. You know, you should take this. We'll pay you double. Two completely different people. And it really shows. Moving forward. Oh, there's more images actually. Here. So this one right here. Right now, I just don't think our other conversation sounded like I was trying to make you not want to work with her on a model, like Silver specifically. Oh, I remember this. Maybe I just considered the situation too much. My mistake for thinking this way. Sadly, I can't even like say anything about this. Like, obviously, Nano didn't take this as a mistake. Redacted obviously said stop working with Silver. But they kind of did get manipulated into this, and it sucks. And it was only like less than a year into it. Damn, that is still bad. Okay, never mind. My bad. Almost I was. It's okay. But are we good for real? This feels like a weird breakup. I'm stressing. Me and you are good, but I still have to tell about this all to Sinder. It'll be fine, don't worry. I think she's still sleeping. The way I came to say your model is pretty and stay here for the VTuber Dramas podcast. Eh, shit. Well, thank you still for the compliment. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and this message I can just read like this. I try to be as transparent as much as possible. I think it's more fair for both sides this way. You didn't tell Silver you cancelled because of Sinder, did you? Bro. No, I told them all that it was health issues. I would never blame anyone besides Mio. LOL. We never want to make you feel like we're making you or forcing you to work on / not work on something. Especially if it's something you don't want. You want to / don't want to do. And our conversation the other day wasn't meant to convince you of only doing Cinder's work. I'm gonna be honest, that is such a loaded message. I'd say that I'm like decently fluent in English. It's not my first language still, but I'm genuinely struggling in understanding that. What the fuck does that mean? And I'm sure that it, like, Nano had the same exact problem with this. Or at least you have to read it like multiple times. Which makes it kind of seem intentional. Like, we never want to make you feel like we're making you or forcing you to work on / not work on something, even though you basically just pushed Nano's hand into not working with Silver and Bao. Especially if it's something you want to / don't want to do. Filibustering? Yeah, pretty much. If I said that one wrong, sorry, it's like Italian accent. Again, sorry that it sounded to you like I was telling you to only do Cinder work. I'll message you later, even though they were talking about exclusivity multiple times. Well, let's see if Giddy wants a Nano model or not, and let's hope that Silver finds someone else. I didn't think much of it at the time, but Cinder messaged me on Discord right before my model was cancelled. She celebrated that we shared art, despite the fact that at the same time, she and Redacted were actively working to take potential for more away. This is a message from Silver from the 15th of November 2023. Hey Silver, I got your GameStop stuff in the mail and it looks amazing. It's so cute that we both have Nano's art on our merch since she's both our model mama. And to this, all I will say is, she's weird. I'm sorry, but if I ever got a message from someone where they say, I'm flattered by the persistence, but I'm not interested in transactional relationships with anyone, I take the hint and fuck off and never DM them ever again because they don't fuck with me. This was on the 29th of October, and this message right here was on the 15th of November. She had a good more than 2 weeks to actually ponder over what Silvervale meant, and she didn't care, and still decided to glaze the shit out of Silvervale. Moving forward. You know, besides exposing Cinder, it really shows that collabs could happen... Wait. It really shows how collab could happen. A lot of them aren't friends if they collab. This is really VTubers Watchers 9/11? Is it? I mean, I'm not surprised at the idea of just people are only making collabs for the money. Like, I'm sure, like 1000% sure, that a lot of people that are at the top that collab like often, not often, sorry, that collab every once in a while, actually really hate each other. They don't like each other. Because to be able to reach the top, you need a very specific set of like traits and personalities. And most of those are kind of dislikable. Like, to be able to reach the top of anything, you either are insanely talented and get very lucky, and those people are like the nice ones, or you're basically treating other people as stepping stones. Sinder, for example, is one of those people that treated others like stepping stones and really wanted them to fall to propel herself up. So I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at the idea that there's a lot of people like this. It's just that they hide it better, or at least they're not as dog shit of people. But they only do it because people want, is what you're saying? Yes. Are the average VTuber watchers aware of that? I hope so. And also Janet. Using humans as fucking bouncy pads. That's kind of what it is, yeah. Since we're both Nano's babies, we're basically equal. I'm better though. It's so cool, don't you think? Yeah. Christ. Anyways, moving forward. Cinder and Redacted have spent years sabotaging me for no understandable reason. I've never done anything to warrant this other than just existing as Silvervale. True. They've actively sought to get my models and art cancelled, and based on the messages I have seen and shared above, seem to not have had any second thought about doing so. It's so hard to express how crushing of a feeling it is to be talked about so cruelly and maliciously without my knowing, and to know opportunities and friendships were taken away for what I can only assume is spite and insecurity, pretty much. There is no end to the amount of anxiety I feel knowing that if these rumors were expressed to Nano, I have to assume that they were expressed to others as well. Yeah, which is basically what everyone's been thinking. Like, this obviously has been happening with other people, it's just that they're too scared to say anything. I hope that this document and the evidence presented will convince you that I'm not the person that Sinder and Redacted try to convince people that I am. Thank you for taking the time to read this, and I hope that any and all of the people who have been affected by this can get the closure and peace that they deserve. This was not that long, but it ended up giving quite a lot of context, especially to the kind of person that Silver is. Not Silver, sorry. To the kind of person that Sinder is, with this message right here, and then right after, the glazing so hard, you need to zip it up and clean your mouth. Well, damn. And that is from Silvervale. So this is Cinder's apology. Alright, well, finally, after all of that, we're finally going through it. 12,000 bookmarks and 12,000 likes. Oh boy. Fuck it. There's nothing I can say to make this better, but I will try my best to properly convey my feelings, frustrations, and mistakes. Oh boy, you made a lot of mistakes. I am so sorry. I'd like to explain my point of view and apologize to each party affected. Redacted has been my co-content creator since I began making content, managing all aspects of what I do, and being a major part of why I'm here. Is she not gonna say that Redacted is her boyfriend? We've also been in a relationship. Okay, never mind, I'm sorry. We've also been in a relationship since the start of my endeavors. It's no secret that many VTubers choose to keep their public and personal lives separate, and I'm no different. As of yesterday, he's no longer working with me, and I've not exclusively discussed anything. What the fuck? Wait. Oh, he's like, the boyfriend is not working with me anymore, but he's still my boyfriend. So it doesn't really change jack shit. Atlas, try to read 5 seconds ahead before speaking. Challenge impossible. Shut up. Okay, as of yesterday, he's no longer working with me, and I have not extensively discussed any of this with him. Where our personal situation goes from here will be figured out between us privately. I never intended to mention us publicly, but given that the claims are out there, I want everyone to know I'm taking this seriously. By the way, the only reason why she said where our personal situation goes from here will be figured out is because it finally got outed that she was cheating on him 5 years ago. So they've been in a long-term relationship and she hid this from him for this entire time. After years of working on everything together, his hyper-business-oriented outlook warped my view of what it is I should be doing and what should be important to me as I navigate this career path. The boyfriend did everything wrong. I have a terrible work-life balance as is, and being around projects and streams all day, every day, made me lose sight of the point. It took all of this happening for me to realize that this behavior isn't normal or healthy, and it is not an outlook I want to have. This doesn't absolve me of the things I've willingly done wrong and went along with, or the way that I've treated people who were fully undeserving. So this entire paragraph here is basically, I'm only like this because my boyfriend was very hyper business oriented, and this is, oh, I'm sorry, that was my fault. Okay. In regards to Nanolis, for the majority of the time working with her, Red was the one almost solely doing the communication about new plans and negotiations through his private DMs. Nano had a project server we were all a part of, where the actual art and models were worked on, but the conversations were focused around the work itself. I was not fully aware of the extent of Red's manipulation over Nano's commission decisions? Hello! Where is this? Hello? Hello? That sounds fake? Okay, well. Okay. And I should have been more diligent in my oversight. Every time I'd been told that Nano had agreed to work on a new commission with me, it had been willingly and with excitement. From my point of view, it was that she genuinely wanted to be working on these things. I wanted to work with Nano as much as I possibly could, making her art the face of my brand. We had come to the conclusion that it'd be best interest to talk with Nano about making more time for my projects by negotiating with her to cut out other work. This is like a very, very politically correct or like PR statement trying to say, hey, yeah, I admit of the fact that I disliked people and I wanted those people to not get art, in turn actually making them less money so that she could only work for me, because that's what I want personally, because I dislike those people making the same amount of money as me. This was wrong for us to push onto her, and it was wrong to the other creators who wanted the chance of working with her. There was only one specific creator we were responsible for naming and pressuring Nano into reconsidering projects with, even though that's a lie and it's already been shown multiple times, because they mentioned both Silver and also Bao. Smart? Not an entire list. Silver, Bao, there was that one, what's it called? Fuck. There was Spite as well, that's already 3 people. There was Cotton as well, that's a 4th person. We legitimately have a message with all 3 names named by Redacted. Not an entire list of her own... Wait, not an entire list, which is a lie. Of her own volition... Of her own volition? Nano cancelled a large portion of her model commissions last September. Of her own volition. That is the equivalent of grabbing a person, tying them with fucking, like, ropes... like attached to a fucking chair, putting them in a jail with like no lights, no anything, putting a bandage over their head and like over their eyes, pointing a gun at their head, like fucking pulling back the hammer and saying, do you want to do what we're asking you to do? That for 2 years, by the way. Like, are you serious? Of her own volition. Cutely, of course. Yeah, exactly. She did it of her own choice. After 2 years of us like trying to pressure her into actually doing things and spreading fake news and fake ideas and like just rumors in general of things that never happened to begin with. However, the claim that I was using her is just wrong. I've always treated Nano with respect and as my friend. I've always treated her with respect. Where is this message? Here. I get it, it was unfair to push onto you. It's just really confusing going back and forth about it. I get compared to her a lot, blah, 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 blah. And when you said, I understand if things don't work out, it makes me feel like you're okay with not working with me anymore, which hurts so much after all this time, as if this is not manipulation to the highest degree. I've always treated Nano with respect and as my friend. If that's the exact same way, like if her friend is supposed to be Bao in Silvervale, yeah, that actually checks out. Fair enough. I did give her a lot of work, and we did everything we could to accommodate her schedule if she needed more time and or a break. You know what? That is actually very correct. She did actually accommodate to her getting a break. And the reason for that is very simple, because she forced her to go on a break and actually stop working on Bao and Silvervale's art. That's why she got a break. The break is the removal of all commissions. Exactly. And even helped her with her own project's payments multiple times. I invited her on my stream, I've sent her my merch, and things she made for me, and I was always open to talking to her about things outside of our projects in the instances we would message each other. Yeah, I ended up actually fucking them up for 2 years mentally, and also like removing a lot of their earnings. But hey guys, I ended up giving them a small little like keychain. Hey, I gave them a small little tub of gamer subs. That is totally worth everything back. And that is 100% the same thing. Regarding the exclusivity deal made between them, I had no part in the direct negotiations of their eventual agreement, and I had no knowledge of Bao and Cotton being included in this list. It's so nice that they actually only say Bao and Cotton, because if they also ended up adding Silver, it would have been so much worse. They know full well that the only reason why they're saying Bao and Cotton is because there is no actual physical DMs where it says that Sinder doesn't like those 2 people. But it's already been shown multiple times through Redacted that they have them on a list. This is just trying to be technically correct. And that's the worst. I even sent the artist who made the art of the merch to them. Yeah, wow, I sent them a t-shirt with their art on it. Then they ended up like actually slaving away for, you know, like a lot less of payment. Nice. If I had known my friends were included, I would have said something to put a stop to it. That's a lie. I was only aware of it being about one person who I was unfairly pursuing. When Nano had messaged me about this agreement almost a month later, I was under the assumption this was only about Silvervale. I was upset, and my initial messages to her were very guilt-trippy. True, oh wow, she's actually like agreeing to it, oh my god. But I wasn't going to force Nano to do anything she wasn't okay with, and tried reassuring her that I was okay with her decision, while also at the same time mentioning the fact that she feels like shit, that she's still doing that work. So basically, this entire like sentence here is just, yeah, I was guilt-trippy to her, but at the same time I wasn't, because I wasn't being guilt-trippy. Nano had also never come to me as seriously and professionally as her document was looking into, to address the issues that she had with either of us, or to terminate our partnership. I had no idea there was even a conversation about SHYLILY recently between Red and Nano until reading her document. It is true I had confided in Red that lately I hadn't been hearing from Lily like I had in the past. SHYLILY, oh my god, she got mentioned. And it was worried that something was wrong. But that is as far as it went. And he took it upon himself to try to dig for more info. Shit like that is very hard to believe, by the way. Like, do Redacted and Sinder live together? And even if they don't, they've been together for years. I don't know how relationships work with other people, but me and the person I'm married to, Keith, if he does something, he tells me. If I do something, I tell him. Yes, they do live together? That sounds like a fucking lie. Like, I'm sorry, but like, me and my partner confide in each other. Me and my partner tell about the things that we do. So the fact that all of this was basically hidden for 2 years, by the way, like, Sinder didn't know anything about this for 2 years straight, sounds so impossible to me. Especially when it's on her behalf. Exactly. And there were some messages, which I don't know if I have them pulled up, in which Redacted even like mentions, oh hey, yeah, I'll actually end up talking about this to Sinder. She's like currently sleeping at the moment. So they do interact. So there is no fucking chance that over 2 years, none of this was ever like known to Sinder. Even if it's true, it's still her brand. Exactly. Like, even if it was true that over these 2 years, somehow, some way, she got to know nothing. How? How? Like, how do you hire, quote unquote, a person like this? Or how do you have someone like this in your own private circle? It's just business. Yeah, that's true. Christ. A liar lies even after saying he doesn't. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Like, there is no way. Like, we already have a track record of Sinder basically just manipulating the way that she speaks to people, straight up just lying, and trying to reword things so that she seems like she's in a better light. What makes me, a random third party that doesn't know Sinder, want to believe any of this, when so far our track record is that we shouldn't believe this person in the slightest? Also, so far, we're like this much in, there hasn't really been an apology. It's just, oh hey, yeah, I was guilt tripping. Like, come on. Let's for a moment pretend this is true. How in the fuck don't you check what your manager is doing, like, at all? Exactly. Like, your manager is you, especially if they interface you through other people. Like, there's no way. After you read the doc, you should read the comments. I have a lot of those. And also High Rush. What's the tea? Sinder dog shit person. They will never come back. Atlas, you have an actual normal relationship with Keith, which includes proper communication. The drama in relation is clearly a toxic type of relationship, business toxic. No, I don't think so. I think that both people 1000% knew what they were doing, and they were like colluding into doing stuff like this. Because there is no way that both of them act in the exact same way with second motives and second reasons to everything that they're doing, with actual like secondary intents and malicious intents into trying to basically just sink the careers of other people. There is no way that those, like, Sinder and Redacted didn't work in tandem. I don't believe it. The modus operandi is similar too. Yeah. I have a shitpost ready after this. Oh god. I've seen some people critique Bao since she had been scammed by her own managers, but like she wasn't dating them. Yeah, like that's one of those cases where it's like, okay, sure. If Bao actually didn't know about the manager, okay, she should have known. But at the same time, they're not people that are living together and have been living together for years and confide in each other. Her manager is his secret boyfriend. Not secret anymore because she admitted to it. Hit him with the Shaggy defense. It wasn't me. Yeah. Hey guys, I want to say sorry on the behalf of everything that Red did because it wasn't me. He did it. Which, even worse, it really makes it seem like all of this was premeditated. Red is the one that does all the dirty work because as long as Red doesn't get outed as the boyfriend, all Sinder has to do is just say, hey, that was him, not me. I dropped him. But then someone in a Twitter comment just outed him for being the boyfriend, and it's like all of that went to shit. I wouldn't even say he fully counts as a man because he's only one. As a manager because he's only one is the boyfriend. Yeah. It's just stupid. Napo Hammer at best. Okay. To be fair, we can't expect them to confide in each other when one of them is literally a cheater. Also true. Yeah, I forgot about that. Let's be honest, Red being leaked to be her boyfriend needed to be leaked because otherwise it was all my manager could have worked. Yeah, that's like what I said yesterday as well. Like, I'm not the type of person that like says it's okay to leak stuff like this, especially in a sector of work, I guess you could call it, in which girls actually being outed for being in a relationship completely kills everything and potentially even gets them hunted. Like, we've already seen what happened with like Amaranth and having her house burnt down. Shit like this is scary and it's bad, but it was one of those cases where like the pros outweigh the cons. It needed to be leaked. It's a necessary evil. Yeah, exactly. This is one we need the fill-in tweet. I actually don't know which one that is. Like, there's no way that this wasn't calculated and they thought they were going to get away with it because otherwise she's throwing her BF under the bus while lying about it all. Yeah. And the thing is, like, the boyfriend is 1000% okay with this. He doesn't have a Twitter account. Why should he care about this? Have we seen an apology from Redacted? No, we've only seen it from Sinder. Because Redacted is supposed to be the scapegoat. Her house was, they tried to burn down Amaranth's house. He has nothing to lose. Exactly, because he's not the content creator. Sinder is. Sinder is the breadwinner. Going back here. It's true that I confided in Red that, It's true that I confided in Red that lately I hadn't been hearing from SHYLILY like I had in the past and was worried that something was wrong. But that's as far as it went, and he took it upon himself to try to dig more info. We already talked about this. And I was never even aware that Nano was ever planning to work on a model for any other of my friends, which is a lie, by the way, because it's already been seen yesterday from Bao's fucking Google Doc, in which they have a group chat in which everyone is in. And Bao was borderline fucking crying about the fact that the model had to be cancelled. And Redacted was trying to reassure her, and Sinder was in the group chat as well, not saying anything. Probably just like kicking her feet and laughing to herself, going like, oh my god, I actually was able to get this done, yay, I'm the best. Oh, another one of my friends, Giri? Okay, different thing, never mind. Cut that one out, whatever. I do not condone anything about what Red's... Oh, wait, no, that's even worse, actually. Because they're basically saying, I was never even aware that Nana was planning to work on another model for one of my friends, Giri. She's basically trying to just make it very specific so that she can say, hey, guys, I didn't do this one bad thing very specifically. I'm just not going to mention the actual overarching worst thing that I actually ended up doing. This is another very calculated fucking message or text. Because this is technically correct, but they're not addressing the fact that they still fucked over Bao. I do not condone anything about what Red said about Bao in these DMs either, and him using we and our in this content is abhorrently incorrect, and I believe that it was done to gather greater credibility behind what he was saying. Again, just throwing the boyfriend under the bus. Yes, Red and I were initially upset when Bao hired my editor, and I took it personally when I shouldn't have. I felt as if maybe my content wasn't good enough, or like I wasn't paying enough for his work, but I accepted it, and I was happy for him getting that bag and supporting one of my friends at the same time. Okay. Sure. Whatever. This is like talking about the editor. Sure, go ahead. And yes, I was also upset with Sak. The Boss Rush MV editor had told us that he won't be working on any future projects with us and would instead be working exclusively for Bao. Okay, sure. But Red got in his head that it was all Bao's fault that it happened. Oh yeah, because now you can read his mind. And seemingly held a grudge against her for it. Is it bad to say that this seems all like projecting? She's already trying to manipulate the readers with this talk. Oh my god, she's good at this, actually. She had 2 years of, like, experience just doing it on Nano. Now she's trying to, like, try her hand at it with us. But sadly, we've got, like, preconceived notions and context that, like, this can't work. He was very passionate about his Boss Rush and the potential future projects around it. But he told me without an MV editor as talented as Sak, the future projects wouldn't reach the same heights, so he created this headcanon that's laid out in these DMs. How can you know? And even then, what about being the more morally correct person or the grown-up and just saying, we can just hire someone else? Even if this is true, she's still partially at fault. I wasn't convinced this was the case, but it's my fault for never speaking with Bao about these things directly to clear things up. True. And letting it spiral to the point it got to. Every comment here about her own music, guilt-tripping, and claims about her shared feelings towards her are disgusting, and I honestly don't know why he thought this way about my close friend, beyond the resentment over these two things, or why it was worth sabotaging her over. The "it's just business" screenshot of my DMs with Nano's document was from November 2023, and I'll go into my thought process of everything I said here. What Red was trying to explain to Nano is that if everyone has a model by her, then the innate value of her models overall are diminished by there being an oversaturation of that type of model out there. Is she trying to justify this? There's no way. She's basically trying to say, oh yeah guys, you ended up just misunderstanding what what Red said. Are you serious? It's a horrible take. Because the value of a model is not related to the amount of models that are out there. The value of a model is related to the quality. That's it! As long as the models are unique and different, which end up being simply because people don't want to look like each other, then the value will be the same. Or higher or lower, depending on the amount of effort put into it. This is idiotic in trying to, like, grasp at straws, or, like, fucking... It just makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Bro tried to double down? No, they tried to go, like... Imagine if someone says a very, very racist, like, sentence. Which is obviously meant. And then they try to just, like... mask it by saying, no, you understood it wrong. They're actually not speaking about, like, anything racist. They're just trying to make an example about racial inequalities, which is not the case, especially when it's something as clear-cut as this. If everyone in the world had a VTuber model done by her, then the value of having her model wouldn't be the same as if there were only a handful of them, which she viewed as a negative for me. That is also stupid. Like, everyone knows Shoto, the VTuber. Everyone knows that, or at least I think a lot of people know that Shoto's VTuber model maker, Sutenua, sorry if I, like, mispronounce the name, makes a lot of models. Does that make it so that the models they make are worth less or different? No. Because people look at the model as an extension of the streamer. Making a lot of different models with a lot of different outfits is not lowering the value of the outfits overall just because there's more. This is not the same as grabbing like 10,000 diamonds and dumping all 10,000 on the market, lowering their value. Because all diamonds, while they can have differences, kind of look the same. Models are all unique. They're all custom made. They all have different outfits, they all have different, like, ideas behind them. They could be different animals, cat, girls, fucking, like, I don't know, rats, whatever, snakes. You name it. They don't lose value just because there's more. The model is worth what the artist charges it. No payment, no model, therefore no problem. Exactly! Also that! It's not the number of models, it's the fucking time put into it. It's also the uniqueness of it. Models are not Nijisanji stock. Good one. All the models look amazing as fuck and are very unique. Where's that one fucking picture of all the nano models? Because I remember like pulling that shit up at one point. Nano models. Fuck, there was like a Twitter post about it. Like they made models for Zentreya and Fruit. Like where is this? Zentreya model. Fruit model. You have the pic? Can you send the link actually? Or like the image? Just in general. Like, the only time a model ends up losing its quote-unquote value is simply because the artist got better. And their quality got higher. This is the old Fruit model, made by Nano, and this is the new Zentreya model. There's, like, half a decade in between them. Is this a link with all their models? Yes! Okay, sorry, that was not the right Fruit model. But still, they're all unique. They're all different. If I didn't know this model artist, would I think that this model was made by the same person that made this? No! How the fuck should I know? It's just such a ridiculous fucking idea in general. They all have titties, so they're all the same. Yeah, exactly. They're all girls, so they're all the same. And their worth is like starting to go down because there's too many tits on the screen. I didn't know Nano made those models, not gonna lie. Neither did I! Because I didn't even think that they were made by the same person. No man shit art, you're funny. I understand where he was coming with this, but in the VTuber space, this isn't something we should have pursued. Nano has an amazing... What? Wait, I understand where he was coming with this. What? Then she's just being deliberately disillusioned with whatever the fuck she got fed. If it's actually true. Like, there's no way no one told you that this is a bad take. She owns the copyright on tits, it's all over, true. It's kind of, isn't it kind of hard to tell since styles develop and change over time? It's not even a thing of they change over time. It's also they change based on request. Like, there's only one model that has, what's it called? A face that looks like this one. This one here in the middle. Because it was asked. Like, that's it. They asked for this. And then the other ones ended up asking for different faces. Stuff like that. Red telling that to himself. Yes, you understand my point. True. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't even written by Sinder. At this point. I would not be surprised if Red ended up just doing this simply because Sinder just said, oh yeah, do this for me. But in the VTuber space, this is, I understand where he was coming from with this, but in the VTuber space, this isn't something we should have pursued. Nano has an amazing skill where she's able to draw each of her VTuber children uniquely. Wow, I would have never guessed. An artist can draw different things. So I was never upset at seeing new model siblings. In many cases, I was there cheering them on at their debuts, and looking to collab with them as sisters when I could. I was never upset at seeing new model siblings, by the way, has already been disproven by looking at Silvervale's document, where they speak about the fact that, like, you know, Sinder didn't want that. But that's fine. Lots of contradictions. It's so stupid! Like, the thing is, unironically, if anyone ever gets into drama like this, like you ever do bullshit like this, DM me. I'll make your Google Doc for free. Because I can make a much better job than this. This is fucking atrocious. Like, they're trying their best to paint themselves in a good light, but the problem is that everything in here has already been disproven. And also, it's formatted like shit. It's just text. I'm lost again? Don't worry, I'm kind of too. There's a Twitter post quoting the contradiction. I wouldn't be surprised. This was made in a rush. If they really wanted to try to save their own fucking career, which, I'll be honest, no, you're cooked. There's like no chance of saving it. They should have at least like tried to plan out something for a week straight. And try to have it bulletproof. This is stupid. I looked at her profile here on Twitch and she was live 2 days ago and had 300 something K followers, and partnership is still on from what I can see. Yeah, but the thing is, like, followers as a number can't be used as a way to, like, see if people actually dislike a person, because a lot of the followers will end up being inactive accounts. The fact that Sinder still lost 50,000 followers in 1 day on Twitter says everything, I think. Like, that's all. 50,000 is a lot, especially when she had like 350k. That is nothing to scoff at. And those are just the people that have only caught up and like were on Twitter yesterday. What if there's people that didn't even know this until like next week? That's a 70? Yeah, that's a sizable amount. Especially considering that Sinder has been streaming for years. And a lot of those people probably just like don't touch those accounts anymore. I mean, you can't have a bulletproof apology if it's made out of lies when her wrongs are true. I think it's still possible. It would have still been possible to make something better. This is like disgusting. Wait, what? And her model, sorry, so like, I mean, her trailer starts with "Your son calls me mommy." I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think that while I don't like it personally, if there's a market for it, go ahead. Good for them. Shit, do whatever they want. Also, my model's like not tracking anymore. I don't know why. Is it? What the fuck? I don't think she took any accountability at all. She didn't, because why would she? Like, she never took any accountability throughout this whole process of gaslighting people this entire time. She's not going to take accountability because she doesn't want to. She just wants people to think that she's fine. She wants people to think that she was never in the wrong to begin with. Poor boyfriend. The problem is that the boyfriend and her probably did all of this together. It's like, what the fuck? But she just blames Red every 5 seconds because he's the scapegoat. He doesn't have a Twitter profile. He's not a, like, known personality. If she puts all the blame onto one guy that can just disappear out of nowhere instantly, then it's so free. But the problem is that there's DMs from her being manipulative. It's like, bro, that's 100% planned? Yeah, that's like easily the fucking, like, the nuclear button to press whenever things go bad. It's just that Sinder did a horrible job at trying to, like, mask herself. She didn't throw the first shit so high, of course it's fine, yeah. What are the chances that Red didn't want to be the scapegoat? I'm gonna be honest, this is more just a me thing. If this was me and Keith instead of Sinder and Red, and I was Red, has, like, their significant other, I would tell them, save yourself, fuck me over. They don't even know who I am anyways. Odds are, Red was like, fuck it, do it, I don't care. Why should I care? I'm just a fucking name. They're both down with this. Cringe? It's not cringe, it just makes sense on a business point. Which is very funny because, like, it's just business. Red has nothing to lose, yeah. Christ. Okay, but... oh, where even was I? Oh my god, I lost my own point. It was this model part, but in the VTuber sense, oh, here. Okay. Me saying it's just business was referencing to my acceptance of Nano's business decisions, whether she chose to work with me or not. I don't think that Sinder understands. No one gives a shit about the "it's just business" quote. We just find it funny. Even if it made no, like, even if it was a normal ass sentence and it was actually, like, appropriate, no one would care. It's fucking hilarious. And we're gonna use it against you regardless. It's just business. Yeah, it's funny. I even put it in my fucking thumbnail. Like, shit, I have my own private Discord server in which I end up, like, sending myself stuff or, like, try to make things for, like, my own thumbnails and whatever. I legit even made this for myself. Look, Sinder, it's just business, but instead it's just me. I thought that it was fucking hilarious. This was not in reference to anyone's model being cancelled, further explaining to her that it's okay if she chooses not to work with me. I can understand but the next part sounds manipulative, but my intention was to reminisce about the journey we had up together up to this point. Since at this time I wasn't sure if this is where Nano and I would stop working together as frequently as we had been, and I'd have to look for another model artist. I don't think you'll have to look for another model artist. At this point, I think you'll have to look for a job. Like, holy shit. All of this stuff is irredeemable. I then encourage her to work on projects he's excited about while I talk with Red to find a project that would work with her schedule, while at the same time basically telling her, oh, it hurts so much for me that people compare me to Silvervale. Please stop working with Silvervale. Also, if you don't want to, it makes it feel like you don't want to work with me anymore, which hurts so much after all this time. Christ. I can understand why you think I'm evil. It's okay, my child, you've been fooled. A VTuber who actually has to work a 9 to 5? A lot of VTubers actually do. Like, Shoto ended up working a 9 to 5 for a very long time. Like, even when he was streaming, he had like 1,000 viewers, no? This shit makes me want to not aspire to become an artist. No, absolutely the opposite. If anything, none of this stuff should affect your want to become an artist. If you want to be an artist, fucking do it. If you have fun drawing, do it. Enjoy your life. Enjoy whatever art you're making. If you want to post them on Twitter and you have like the aspiration to become a very popular artist with like good skills and everything, like really good line art, whatever, do it. This should not be something to discredit or like make you not want to be an artist. Instead, this should be something to make you just want to have a support network around you. It should be something that will make you realize, hey, people like this exist and I should be careful. Do it and give VTuber try to offer exclusivity deals. That's horrible. I'm gonna keep drawing. Exactly. Just fucking be careful of people like this because they exist. This is kind of like, you know, internet security classes. I didn't have those growing up. But like, you know those internet security videos where it's like, oh, don't click on these things, they're malware. This is the same thing. And also to say, understanding how gaslighting works, yeah. Guys, and also hi buddy. Hi. Okay. When talking about Silvervale, I need to start from the beginning. Before I was Sinder, I was a pink cherry blossom girl named Tashi that did ASMR content. Okay, so she basically just shows, hey guys, I actually did cheat on my boyfriend. That was me. When the VTuber boom happened in 2020, I knew I wanted to join in. Okay. Red and I contacted an artist in October, and they were set to start my VTuber design by December. The plan was to take my cherry blossom persona Tashi and make her a pink and white wolf girl VTuber. In September of the same year, Silvervale revealed her Sakura Wolf redesign. I'd heard of Silvervale earlier that year, but I didn't watch her streams at all. We knew we had to pivot before we were stuck with a design that would just be a copy of one of the most popular VTubers at the time. Like I've explained many times on my stream, I knew I wanted to be a wolf girl, so I mixed my love of okami and metal music into design, and I came out with a hellhound. My name was originally going to be Ember, but Red came up with the name Sinder since it was a mix of both Sin and Cinder. Okay, sure, like all of this is just context, like whatever. Both hell and fire themed. It was only a coincidence that it ended up being similar to Silver. I'm gonna be honest, they don't even look alike. They look nothing alike. This is pushing it. I was genuinely interested in pursuing a friendship with her and drew fan art myself of us together. Oh, that's okay. On the other hand, Red was in my ear the whole time about how great working together would be, since again, he's been the business-oriented side of my brand. Ah, yeah, he's supposed to be the small little devil on the side of your shoulder. Like, you have a small little angel and that's yourself, like, drawing the fan art. That's really cute. But then, Red is right there on your right shoulder telling you, be the devil. Give into the sin of Cinder and whatever. That's cringe as shit. But still, you get the point. This is so stupid. Since I started streaming, I've been ruthlessly compared to Silvervale, being called the discount version of her. Play into it! I was accused of copying her design, copying her personality, even copying her laugh of all things. And there was a large number of people who were diehard believers in the fact that I stole all of these attributes miraculously for my own gain, citing the art that I posted of us together, calling her an inspiration, when in reality this was referring to the decision to become a hellhound. First off, I don't know if this is actually true, of like her being, you know, compared this much. And if that's the case, damn, I'm sorry that happened. But at the same time, people need to understand everyone is a copy of each other. A lot of the jokes we say, a lot of the shit we do, and a lot of our personalities are shaped by the people we watch and are inspired by. My personality is a mix of a lot of content creators that I watched. Like me saying the word dollars is unironically straight up stolen from XQC. But I like it and I don't care. Even if people call me a bootleg someone or like just trying to be the replacement of someone else, I'll take that for myself, and instead of like just groveling and just be sad and cry about this, I take that, I try to make it into a joke, and I try to be more unique. The fact that they're basically just saying this as a way to just justify the reason why they wanted silver out of Nano's like commission like list and like making the models and everything is deplorable. It sucks and it's completely nonsensical. I watch streamers, none inspire me. I just sit there. Is that okay? Yeah, it's also fine. You're good. If I kept my drawing passion and I did commissions, I would have stayed away from model. Yeah, it's cool and stuff, but I don't like things like this and would stay away from it, you know? I think that like things like this barely happen. It's kind of the equivalent of like, you see a lot of plane crashes on the news, but that shouldn't discourage you from taking a plane if you want to travel. Because that rarely happens. Rarely, sorry, happens. Like stuff like this whole Sinder shit, this is the first time I've seen something like this happen. And I've been streaming for like 2 years. Like, that shouldn't discourage you. If anything, if you want to be discouraged from, like, making a model, have it be simply because it's a very tedious process. We need to be able to laugh at ourselves and not let everything get under your skin. Yeah. Maybe a bad take, but I do genuinely believe that if you want to be a streamer and want to actually, like, not let it affect your life in a negative way, you need to grow a thicker skin. That's sadly just part of the job, or part of the hobby, I guess you can call it. And after having streamed for this many years and still having it be an actual problem is more like a you issue. Talk to a therapist about it. I don't know. But justifying this, or justifying the whole blacklist shit simply because you yourself felt like shit because of this is not a good look. Never streamed before, but will agree on what I say. Yeah. There will always be people who hate you. Exactly. That's just how it works. When you're putting yourself out there online, it's not like IRL. If you're like in real life, if there's people that don't like you, you just distance yourself. Like online, you can't. You can to a certain extent with blocking and stuff like that, but you will never be able to escape it. That's why you need at least a little bit of a thicker skin. If more streamers had a big non-streaming part of their life. Yeah, I think that too many streamers end up making the streaming part, like, overtake their life. They need to go outside. That's all you need. Therapist, someone to talk to. A safety net, a network of friends around you that can actually reassure you and tell you, hey, this is how you should do it. Instead of, like, doing this bullshit. Have friends that are not as online, yeah. People look at other models as an inspiration. They want to do it maybe one day. Maybe the hairstyle, the way that their model body looks or something. And that doesn't mean that they're copying you or some shit. Yeah, exactly. They just like how your shit looks. Also, when people can hide behind the screen, they will say things that they would never IRL. True. Also, my phone, please. Wi-Fi. Work. Is it good now? I think. Okay. I think that it's just... my phone is just not used to, like, Wi-Fi for... VTuber model. Friends, are you sure that Sinder still has those? Online? No. Or at least as Sinder, no. IRL, I hope for her sake. Like, while I want her outed like completely out of the VTubing scene and streaming, like in general, I don't wish the lack of friendship to anyone. That's a horrible thing. Like, just being alone is fucking horrendous. And if anything, that wouldn't help her grow in the slightest. Having friends to actually tell her, hey, you were wrong, is what she needs right now. I will say devil's advocate, Red. Oh, wait, devil's red advocate. It's hard when you make streaming your job to divorce yourself from the internet and the internet behavior, especially when the average lifespan of many channels is 5 years. It is difficult, yes. It is. But that's why you still need friends around you. Friends that are not just online. Like, a lot of people I speak to are just not streamers for that reason, because I know full well that, like, only speaking about streaming 24/7 is not good for you. Bro, it's not. But I understand what you're going for. Okay, from here. The only time Silvervale was mentioned in the original design of my character was when we explained why we're pivoting to something else, and there were no references of her character involved. I grew more and more resentful of Silver over time, between the constant belittling of myself, a controversy around my first waifu cup, and other incidents, even though she herself never interacted with me directly. And it was also the fact that it made me feel insecure. Like, I wanted to know if she believed all of those things or not. It really felt as if she didn't like that I even existed in the same space. So at the point I was working with Nana consistently, we brought up not making any more models for her. If a VTuber model is how everyone recognizes you, then it would be harder to compare to us directly if we were no longer alike or have that shared similarity. It was wrong and selfish decision, but it made me feel better. And that's why it was a constant topic with Nano. Red pushed for this harder than I ever did, because he knew how it affected me for years. But no matter what the outcome was, I wasn't going to walk away from working with Nano. Silver was completely undeserving of this treatment, and it was my own insecurities that led me to making this choice. I became unapologetically evil towards her due to no action of her own. There's no excuse for any of this. Cool, she had an evil backstory. Nice. Okay. She didn't say sorry, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Wait. My apology. Bro, the only time she ever apologized is the title of the Google Doc. She just says she was undeserving of this treatment, which is true. But where's the sorry? Oh my god. She doesn't apologize until 3/4 of the way? You're kidding. Control F, sorry. Okay, she says it 22 times. Where's the first time she says it? On page 5? Apology. Okay. It's apology. Oh, there was no green. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Good enough. What is this? What is this post? Okay, bro, what the fuck is this? That's the tail of a lizard. Man, and what is this one? Christ. But at the end of the day, it's just this. That's a crazy artwork. Damn. Christ, okay. Well. Okay. I've seen this art. I like that. Wait, actually. Can I, like, pull this up again? Beautiful. I like that one too. Okay, back here. For the thumbnail. I don't know if I'll do that. I don't know. It's kind of fire though. Kind of is. For age. I mean, the lizard tail is for distraction. True. Oh, my model, please. Wi-Fi. I beg of you. Okay. Moving on from Silvervale, let me talk about Spite. Once again, I had no involvement or knowledge of Red bringing up Spite to Nano in 2023. My only personal involvement with excluding someone specific from working with Nano was Silver. They did mention Spite though. Like, that is true. Or at least they did mention her in passing with like the whole, what is it? Cerberus, I think? I'm sorry if I like get that wrong, my bad. My design sheet and outfit were finished and made public at the very start of 2021. The first thing she mentions is a debut teaser in 2022 that was apparently posted on the same day as her original debut, which I honestly don't know if at the time was intentional or not. I don't know when I first discovered Spite, and it could have been after she debuted. When I first debuted, I was very possessive of my design details. Yikes, that's... okay, good for you for admitting it. Sure. Here. I'd made it a year and a half since my design sheet was finished and public to having a full VTuber debut, as I watched everything grow and change from the sidelines. And I didn't want anyone to capitalize on my concept before I could. Soon after my original debut, I remember Spite getting an update to her model that made it seem like she more closely resembled me, including fire added to her model. Without evidence, I saw it and I thought that she must have copied me, but I never did anything about it other than voice my frustrations to Red. I didn't want to start drama with anyone, and I didn't have ownership over fire as a design detail. Cool, wow, that's insane concept. Oh my god, and I can't believe that she's able to recognize that. The references for the ripped shirt and shorts outfit on my bikini model was given to Nano in June of 2022, with the purpose of having a cover-up outfit that would be safe for Twitch. The merch art she's referring to was designed around my concept of my fire changing blue. The fact that the rest of the art was grayscale was the artist's choice since it was going onto the back of a hoodie, and I didn't have a say, or at least I didn't counter that being the final decision. I'd like to see proof of this, I don't know. There was no intention to deliberately deliberately look like Spite with this piece. Unfortunately, both my Angel and Sleepy outfits, being similar to outfits Spite has done in the past, was just a coincidence. Oh, what a nice coinky dink. I always had planned one day to make an Angel counterpart to my Demon outfit when it was made in 2023, and my original reference sheet laid the groundwork for that idea. I never liked theming anything around my brand in a religious light, so I chose to make my Angel form more Greek Valkyrie than biblical, which also gives it a similar look to my Demon form. The Sleepy outfit was a last-minute decision to pivot from a fully new 3.0 model because I had the opportunity to work with GamerSubs on an AFK flavor. Spite never should have received the hate comments over her outfit or any comments comparing us or belittling her because of my existence, and I never advocated for anyone to do so, especially given my experience. This is like, it's my word against yours, it's whatever. I don't care. By the way, she still hasn't said sorry, I think. Which, okay, no, for this part is fine, but like, there's nothing here still. Also, hi everyone, nice to meet you. Came because of the drama. I got curious a little, so I come and listen. Hey, shit. How do you do? Hi. Christ. Spite also brought up another creator who reached out to me, to her about her experiences with me, and I can only assume it's Nyantails. Why name drop? This is so bad. This is supposed to be an apology post. Why even try to add more to the fire? They're an ASMR artist who at one point posted a Hellhound OC for one of their upcoming ASMR videos, and it was undoubtedly created using me as a reference. This was right after my debut, and like I said, I was very protective of my design and elements being unique to me and I overreacted. Shortly after, I apologized and they agreed to adjust the character design and I thought the matter was settled. Why even bring it up? What's the point? This just makes her look even worse. At least the whole time you're reading, does it feel like stalling? In this Google Doc, yeah, it does feel like a lot like stalling. Like, all of this... How do I explain it? All of this here. This feels like someone trying to, like, speedrun a 500-word essay last second just to be able to get a passing grade. Like, it can't just be me. Christ. I don't know, it just feels so weird. The Fire and Flame. I think Nyantails made a tweet about it. Did they? Okay. She's saying words in the sentences are correct, but it means nothing. It's empty words. Oh my god, it actually is true. There's a thing here. What the fuck? Wait, I even like this. I didn't even like know that I like this. Do you remember when she sent her entire following to attack me because I made an ASMR roleplay with this Hellhound OC and that was copying her? Or how about when she actively liking my tweets calling me names? Of course we don't remember that because she made me delete every tweet regarding it after it happened. This mean girl behavior is not new. Smaller creators like myself were just intimidated into silence and pretended like it never happened. Cuddles with a lonely Hellhound. You're so warm, master. You're cringe. Like my Cinder and Redacted. Oh my god. You can't be serious. Okay, bro. Whatever. Okay. Those two always go together. Redacted has a Twitter? Yeah. But he's probably not posting anything in it. Okay, wait, this is the same thing though. I'll just close this one out. Okay, well, here. No, I read this one. At the very start of my online career, I was a girlfriend experienced ASMR artist. Before I started my channel, I had gotten into listening to roleplay audios myself. I'd always been a shut-in throughout high school and college, and I wasn't happy with where my life and relationship were at the time. After uploading my first few audios, my channel started growing fast. This was the first time I was inundated with so many people wanting to know me and talk to me, and I got lost in the excitement of it all. Oh, is she speaking about the fact that she cheated? Oh my god, it could be. So was Cinder doing mean girl shit? Yeah, and also like financially ruining a lot of people's, what's it called, incomes. And she kept her friends in the dark about that? Come on, yeah. I keep saying that to myself, the Mean Girls is just a movie and not IRL. I never even watched Mean Girls, so I don't even know what that is. Redacted only retweets Cinder's tweets. Okay, I see. The profile picture is perfect for the one dog. What is this? Nah, you can't be serious. Oh, shit. Some things just write themselves. Oh my god. That's beautiful. Okay. Here. Anyways, moving forward. I was immature and inexperienced with how to conduct myself online. I never had that many IRL friends, and had met Rain doing ASMR. Yeah, it's the cheating thing. I quickly became comfortable in chatting with him about everything, divulging my grievances about my personal life, when I shouldn't have. I cheated on my boyfriend with Rain in these conversations, flirting and sexting. I used Rain for emotional comfort and sexual fantasy, while I let my real-life relationship collapse. It was about my dissatisfaction with my personal life and escaping into messages with someone else who I found through content focused around girlfriend and boyfriend roleplay. It was never about climbing the ladder with Rain, and I find that being his takeaway from why I moved on baffling. Why is she trying to defend herself? Why? Why is she trying to clear her name? No one cares. What the fuck? And also, hi Lily. So Redacted is just Cinder's second account? That's a boyfriend's. I'm guessing it's a second account pretty much. By the time that I was ready to debut as Cinder, I wanted to leave that in the past. Still to this day, I regret my decisions and have been living with it since. And I was lucky to be able to mend my relationships after this. And lastly, I want to address Peaches. I don't even know who that is. This is a very big problem I have, and I'm sure many others in my position do too. At the end of the day, I am one person. I'm one person working on multiple projects with multiple companies, talking to dozens of people, and streaming for hours almost every day. I've never had a big social battery, and I get tired very easily when interacting with people. I haven't had much energy at all over the past year, leading me to take frequent naps. Okay? I've rarely been able to keep up with my closest handful of friends on a frequent basis, let alone everyone else. Red has always been a big help in keeping up with things, but he doesn't do everything. I'm sorry I made you feel forgotten, Peaches. I've always cherished your friendship, and I was so incredibly excited to meet you in Paris. Is this the first time she apologizes? Isn't it? Peaches is the one that exposed the manager as a BF. Oh. Oh. I remember the name starting with a V though. At least she says it directly instead of manipulating us like she has to Nano for 2 years. Fair enough. Oh yeah, it's Van Peaches. That's why it started with a V. Okay, no, I remember this one. Yeah, it's the one where they mentioned like... Oh, there's a quote retweet here too. Damn! Okay, I'll look into that later actually. No, I'll keep it open. Thank you. I've always cherished your friendship and I was so incredibly excited to meet you in Paris. I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me and never thought to purposely drop you because I could. I'm sorry. I know I made a lot of people feel forgotten or ignored. It's easy to get caught up in projects or what I'm doing while I have the energy to do it. And people fall by the wayside. I understand the feelings of those who resent me over this and all I can say is I'm sorry. Brother! She apologized one time. Wait, bro. Sorry. Oh, I read a lot of sorries at the bottom. Okay. How many times did she say sorry over this? She said sorry she said sorry 3 times, once almost every 2 lines. Only in page 5. I don't deserve to be able to contact everyone involved directly to personally apologize, so I'll do it the chance they read it. To Nano. Okay, she finally apologizes. Which is like, why even at the end? Apologizes come in as footnotes? Exactly. It's like, it feels like a last second thing. They had to try to clear out their name at first, and then they were like, oh my god, I'm reading through this and I didn't say sorry a single time. I have to. Oh my god, please help me write this last second. ChatGPT, please. I'm kidding. It should have been at the start. It should have been. Like, there's no need to clear out your own name because there's no way to recover it to begin with. You're gone. It's not gonna work. Just say sorry and fuck off. Apologize for when they come sounds like they don't know how many people they may have wronged. And that, like, the thing is, you're right. The worst part about it is that, like, if they don't know how many people they've wronged, that's just who they are. That's the kind of person they are. They don't give it a second thought. Yeah. Tanano, I'm so sorry I let things get to this point or even entertain the thought of you working exclusively with me. That's not the problem. It's not about like the working exclusively. Working exclusively could have been good if you paid her, like, paid them an actual, like, living wage or like an actual normal amount. And if there weren't like any secondary motives behind it. That's not fair to you. I wouldn't be here without you. And I wouldn't have been able to do most of what I've already done without you. I felt overly attached to our relationship over the past 4 years, and I loved your work so much that I wanted to make myself exclusive to your art, and should have never sought those feelings to be reciprocated. That's stupid! That's such a bad excuse! What? Everything you've ever worked on for me was always so perfect, and I lost sight of how everyone else around me would have felt. I had no intention of pressuring you into anything, but looking back on my clouded judgment, I can see how my messages felt that way. When I talked about how my models helped you improve, I meant that as looking back on how far we've come together. Together? You could say their careers in Cinders. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually a good one. What the fuck? Together. We've been friends for so long and cheered each other on when we both started growing, getting more opportunities like plushies, figures, etc. You had been my exclusive artist for full live 2D models for the majority of my time as a VTuber, and of course I would have been sad if you didn't want to continue that relationship. She never wanted to stop making models for Cinder. She reiterated multiple times that she wanted to. I don't know actually, I'll say they. They wanted to make models the entire time, they just didn't want to have it exclusive. But in all of our private DMs, I was okay with you ultimately doing what was best for yourself. Is Cinder trying to gaslight people into this as well? I think that everyone read the docs. I saw you as someone I trusted and loved, and wanted to make sure you were still taking care of yourself with all the projects you took on, mine or otherwise. I never saw you as just a business partner. It's just business. I thought I was reassuring you that I'd always been understanding if you wanted to move on to other projects. I genuinely appreciated our friendship. I always saw you as a close friend, and I'm sorry for what I put you through. To Bao. Since the start, I've always admired you, and how genuine you've always been to everyone. I wouldn't be here without you, either. What? Wait, no, sorry, but I smell BS. This is all so bullshit. It's just... It feels like I'm wasting my time reading this. And there's like 2 more pages. Bro. Good thing you're not a VTuber, right? That is you in the corner, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh shit, no wait, I forgot. My bad. My background is actually not updating. I don't know why my webcam is freezing a little bit. Sorry, it's like actually like it's nighttime at the moment. Sorry. Guys. No, never mind. Oh god, my phone is not like picking up. I'm so sorry I got found out. I'm having trouble understanding this. I am too, for one simple reason. Because I think that even Sinder doesn't know what the fuck she's saying. She's trying to like just do this last second. And trying to save herself. But it's just not working. Because why would it? I don't know. Since the start, I always admired you and how genuine you've been to everyone. Wait, let me actually like change. I'm still lost as well. I think that it's intentional with the dog. They wanted to make it confusing and a lot of text specifically so that like you read through it and you kind of remember the main points, which are like, I'm sorry. I know Saul Goodman, but I know Desperate Attempt when I see one. This post just made things work if you ask me. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, this doesn't help. This doesn't help her at all. It doesn't make any of this better. It just worsens her reputation. All she had to do was just say, I'm sorry. I did it. That's it. That's all it took. But instead, she's just trying to save herself last second by going stuff like, oh, I just wanted to cheat on my boyfriend. It was never about climbing the ladder. Who cares? No one cares. Just apologize and admit to your wrongs. No one cares about your reputation anymore. It's already gone and dusted. Since the start, I've always admired you and how genuine you've been to everyone. I wouldn't be here without you either. I'm disgusted with myself for buying into the narrative that my friends were competition. I've never had such genuine friendships in my life. Then why would you do this? Especially with you. We've gotten to know each other so well and in person. Online and in person. You've already been through so much, and the last thing I'd want you to do is cause more harm. But I did. I'm sorry for not reaching out to you sooner about these ideas that were put into my head. I wish we could have been able to talk about this too. I didn't know about the severity of things that had been said and theorized about my own friends behind my back until now. Is she still trying to go for the whole, oh, Red did this? The ideas that were put into my head, I didn't know the severity of the things that have been said and theorized about my own friends behind my back. Why is she like desperately trying to save her reputation? It's gone. No one's gonna believe this. It's my fault for not realizing the things that Red were saying about you. No, come on. The countless friendships I've made here for the last several years mean so much to me more than him and the business side of things and his way of thinking. No amount of popularity or money means more to me than the relationships I've built in the community. I've always been myself. Yeah, you have been, and shit, it shows in this fucking Google Doc. You're still being yourself. Manipulative and gaslighting as always. Whether that be on stream or in person. And I hope the friends I made can understand I'd never condone any of this behavior or any of the things that were said about my friends. I don't think you have friends anymore. No one will vouch for you. No one. I always wanted everyone around me to thrive and find happiness. I can't stress enough how disappointed I am that I didn't see this sooner until it got to a breaking point. I'm sorry, Bao. I don't know, bro. This is... It's BS. It's not just BS, it's sad. This feels like I'm watching a 6-year-old that got caught stealing candy, and they're really trying to come up with an excuse. They're trying their best, and it just fails miserably. I always wanted to, everyone to thrive and find happiness after she got her success first. Yeah, she's fine with people growing as long as she's the largest one. This is just disappointing. It's not even it's not a good apology, dog. It's just sad. All she should have done is just say sorry. Leave for a couple years, come back, and maybe she would have been able to actually stream again. This just completely kills any chance of her coming back. Ever. Just admit wrongdoing and take a vacation and come back with no friends. Yeah. Reading someone who doesn't know what to apologize for because they didn't have to apologize for their actions. The reason why they don't know how to apologize is because in the entire time, they felt like they were in the right. They're just sad that they got caught. And they feel like their entire empire and like their own career that they created from the ground up through like countless of people that she threw down is collapsing. They're desperately trying to save their reputation, but it just doesn't work. They can't apologize because they still don't think they're in the wrong. Yeah, they're just scared of their own, like, of their earnings going to shit. It's just depressing. To Sac, I loved getting to chat with you in person. And Abs, wait, is my stream good? Or did it crash? It's good, okay, never mind. That's my chat arena is going to shit. I loved getting to chat with you in person and absolutely loved all the hard work you put into Boss Rush song. I was grateful to hear that you were on board to edit the movie. I don't remember exactly why the stream got pushed back, but I definitely wouldn't have put the blame on you knowing how soon the deadline was when you started working on it. I was so thankful for your willingness to complete the project despite everything, and the quality of how it turned out was incredible. I can't believe how Red talked about you, especially after all the effort you put in for me. I'm sorry for everything that's happened. Bounce, 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 get off that dick. No one believes this. Like, to actually apologize, you would need to feel remorse and to believe that everything that you did harm and you were in the wrong. She doesn't. No, she does not. And that's why she keeps on trying to push the blame, not on herself, but on Red. But no one will believe it. Like, the worst part about this is not the fact that, like, the document is bad. Like, the apology is bad. It's the fact that she's so delusional into releasing this and genuinely believe that people will still actually read this and think, okay, she's not at fault. It's just sad. Even so, the best apology docs or videos take like a week. This feels rushed. It is rushed. And I don't understand why. Like, I genuinely expected myself to have to wait a week until I did another stream like this, where I just react to this. I could have done a better job, even if I was drunk. Because all I would have had to do was just say sorry. To Cotton and Lily, I'm so sorry you had to get dragged into this. It's my fault I let it get this far. But I hope you can believe me when I say I had no knowledge of Red bringing you up in Nano's DMs. I just learned about all of this myself. There would have been so many other friends affected by the narrative. What the fuck? I just learned about this Whoa, I just learned about all this myself. And there could have been so many other friends affected by the narrative that things always have to be competitive. If I knew Red was trying to exclude specific friends in this exclusivity deal, I would have spoken up. None of my friendships are worth sacrificing over an art piece. I loved being your friends and all the memories we've shared, and I hope someday you can forgive me for allowing this to happen. She ironically wants to be seen as a victim of the big bad Red? Yeah, she does. She feels like she's only doing this to be legally irresponsible if something were to done that way. No, I don't think that this is never gonna go to legal. And I don't think that the people want this to go to legal either. I think that everyone was okay with her just like fucking off. Like, as long as she doesn't show up, that's all that matters. Which is why this is so sad. To Silver, since the start, I love that I saw someone else sharing so many similar interests to me. And I thought that maybe someday we could talk about all of it and be good friends. I was blinded by all these hate comments around me, calling me your lesser half. I hate the person I've become towards you. Tried reaching out some time ago to try to start up a friendly conversation to change things and make things right. Say hi to your conventions and support your endeavors. But despite all of that, I was still being eaten alive by my own doubts and fear of harassment. I was pressured by the community as a whole to try to reach out to collaborate since I got these messages so often comparing us, and I hoped we could work something out. The photo of me at the meet and greet was taken candidly, and I thought I looked so cute. And I posted it without asking, which was wrong of me. I feel so sorry for letting everyone get in my head about all these malicious feelings. I'm so sorry for any opportunities I've taken away from you. I'm sorry, Silver. Bro. Yeah, guys, the picture looks so cute. Like, bro, what is this? To spite. I'm sorry I had assumed things about your design that weren't true. And I'm sorry you've been harassed by commenters needing to compare us. And I apologize for the way that Red spoke about you to Nano. You didn't deserve any of this spite, I'm sorry. This is like the only good apology in here, by the way. If you remove this part, if you remove this line, this is like the only good apology. Oh my god. To Peaches. I'm sorry if I made it seem like I was ignoring you or ghosting you. I was so happy we had the opportunity to meet in person. And I was apologetic with how busy things were for me. And at the time, I wanted to spend more time with you. But as I got more and more DMs and messages, everything became so overwhelming. I've always had a low social battery, and that made it so hard for me to keep up to date with all my friends. I never had any ill feelings towards you, and I still don't. I can't take any of this seriously. I will always love you. Yeah, it's time. It's Rain. You were the first person I met as an ASM artist during a time where I was immature and vulnerable. To be fair, it was 5 years ago. But, cheater. I ended up being consumed by the content that I was making at the time, and it led me to making awful decisions, and I still think about and regret. I was not in a good spot at the time. I've hated myself for this kind of behavior, and it took a long time for me to move on from what happened. I have no excuses. I'm sorry you were dragged into my drama. I'm sorry I made you feel how I made you feel after I wanted to close the book on things. And finally, the last bit. I'm sorry to my Pyropups and my mods for expecting me to lead by a better example than this. I'm sorry to the VTuber community for looking towards me as someone to aspire to. I'm sorry to Kaiser, who's put all of his heart and soul into everything he's ever done for me. And not even talking to you about how I felt. I'm sorry to the dozens of artists that have put their hard work into me. And I'm sorry to the rest of my friends who I've let down. I've led a bad example. A really bad one, actually. And I don't expect forgiveness. Then why are you trying to pad your ass for the whole thing? I've made many mistakes over my 5 years on the internet. I'm only one person, living the one life I get to for the first and only time, like everyone else. As I said at the start, I ended up developing an extremely unhealthy work-life balance, and the harm Red has caused with the way he viewed things is irreparable. Can she stop? The way I've been perceiving things lately is not how I want to view the world moving forward. And this goes to show that there's a lot I need to address and improve on if I'm to continue being a creator. I'm devastated that the friendship so special to me may, understandably, never be mended again. I love my job, and I love all the friends I've had. Thank you for reading, Sinder. Side note, Red did everything. Well, I'll fix this. There we go. There we have it. I love my job, as if she even has one to begin with. Like, bro, that shit's gone. Thank you for reading your name. Christ. How do you get to a point like this? How do you become a person like this, actually? That's a better question. It's hard for me to believe that people like this genuinely exist, but that's how it is. Sorry, but this feels so fake. It is. The first 4.5 pages of the doc were literally just all trying to pad her ass. They were all like, oh, I would have never done this. It was all Red. He was like instilling these ideas in my mind. It was all his fault. She's legitimately just throwing him under the bus. Sadly, she has a rope attached to her feet, and that rope is also attached to Red's torso. So even though she threw him under the bus, she also got dragged in. This is very depressing. This is just sad. It's genuinely just sad. Bro, what happened? Oh Lord. She didn't even apologize to her community for doing anything wrong, and they have to see their Oshi drop this low now, Sag. Bro, I've seen pictures of people that had like an entire corner dedicated to just Cinder merch, because like they thought of her as their idol. They really liked their content. I've seen people that had plushies that were just burning them. I actually wouldn't know how to feel about this. Like, if I was an actual Cinder fan, I genuinely wouldn't know. Red 24/7. Backstab all of your friends, Cinder. To be honest, this is like the second time I've heard of her. That's fair. That's fine. It's just like the communities that like people hang out with. Because that's the same for me. Like, I only knew her by name, but I did recognize that she was a big streamer with like 3,600 viewers on average. And a lot of other larger streamers also like close to her. Used to be, at least. What happened? Cinder is a horrible person. And this is the worst written Google Doc I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is bad. There is no salvaging this. She needed a ukulele, and ironically, the ukulele would have made this better. Anything, like turning the apology into a meme would have been better. There's two routes that she could have gone for. Either A, she would have said, I'm sorry. That's all she had to do. Like, just apologize for what she's done and stop using this Red bullshit because, like, no one believes it. Or stick by it and say, yeah, that's who I am. And then go towards, like, the right-wing grifting. And then she would have maintained, like, a semblance of viewership. This is just sad. Who's gonna be the first one to release the bottles Google Doc? Okay, bro. Who thinks that singing an apology is a good idea and makes them look like an idiot? Yeah, but at least people will look at them as an idiot instead of as a horrible person. Yeah, people will remember that they're also a horrible person. But at least the idiocy part of it is like gonna be at the forefront. Why can't people just say sorry? I mean, be humble for once? Ego. That's all there is to it. They got away with it for years, and they just couldn't stop. They just can't. Even after all of this, they rushed an apology for absolutely no reason. And it just went like shit. This is sad to read. Also, you know what's even funnier? You can tell that all the apologies were a fucking footnote, or written like last second, or like, I don't know. They were like pasted in. Like, for sure they were pasted in for one simple reason. Every single one of these paragraphs has only one enter in between. The apologies have two. That was written last second. They were an afterthought. 1000%. There's two spaces here. They just copy pasted this shit after. Oh god. And also Arita, thank you for the 4 months. Thank you. Okay, but Gossip Train was a banger. True. Cheers to my favorite drama tour. Oh, thank you. And thank you, my favorite Soul Strummer. Christ. But like, what did she do? Pretty much gaslight an artist for like 2 years into really trying to basically just bend their... How can I explain it? It's difficult because there's a lot of stuff. But the long story short is she's been a manipulative person and a gaslighter towards an artist, and really hit hard on the earnings of a lot of people. Simply because she wanted to be the biggest streamer and have the other people fall beneath her. She was very spiteful. She was just a dogshit person overall. And it's irredeemable. I give her 3 months before right-wing grift. No, I think that if she wanted to go with the right-wing grift, she should have done it sooner. Like, this should have never been released. She should have said, yes, I did it. I did it, I admit it. So what? And then she should have gone right-wing. Atlas, please watch this. The foreshadowing is golden. Let me see. What is this?
Cinder, have you heard about Giganuro? I guess you could call me a pussy lover. You're not scared of Giganuro, are you?
Not if that's what she likes.
Wait, what?
Giganuro has good reasons to hunt you down. You shouldn't be laughing.
Why? What did I do?
You were bad-mouthing her in your Discord DMs.
Oh shit! Wait, what?
She knows everything. Yes, Giganuro knows everything. You'd better run. Ha 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 ha.
I swear I didn't say anything. Don't laugh at me.
Wait, don't say anything. Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm scared that I'm gonna be accused of something I didn't do.
Bro, see, this is why I'm fucking scared of AI. They know too much. Fuck these things. Yeah, fuck them. We need to like unplug all of these like fucking toasters from like whatever the fuck they're plugged into. This is horrible.
Giganuro is coming already. Are you
so
guilty or not?
Me.
Yeah, it is over for you. Damn.
You should come clean. Otherwise, things will get...
I'm getting gaslit.
You would know a thing or two of that, but move on.
You should have thought about the consequences of your actions long ago.
You're right.
Oh my god.
You're right. I'll do better.
No, you won't.
I'm glad to hear it. As for what you did, I'll let Giganuro decide your punishment.
Do you think I can be forgiven?
No.
Of course.
Oh my god, our AI overlords are actually kind and benevolent. What the fuck?
Thank you. I will forgive you.
Will Giganuro forgive me though?
It depends if you can sincerely apologize to her.
Oh my god. Okay.
I sincerely apologize.
Damn, even that sounded fake. Christ.
A sincere apology needs to be at least 3 sentences.
Oh, and that's why her fucking apology is so long. Oh my god. Wait, where is this shit? Oh my god, that makes so much more sense. She knew.
Alright. I sincerely apologize to Giganuro for bad-mouthing her in my Discord DMs. I regret doing that because... You can do it, Cinder. I believe in you. Do you have trouble apologizing? Cinder.
No.
Yes, you kind of do. I'm sorry, but like if I go here and type apology, where is it? Where's the first time that she apologized? It was page 5, right? Wait, no, I need to like look for the first sorry. Yeah, it was on page 5. Oh.
I'm just trying to formulate my thoughts here.
How about you also tell me what you are sorry for? Then tell me why it won't happen again. Just take your time.
I sincerely apologize to Giga Neuro for bad-mouthing her in the Discord DMs. I will do better next time.
You didn't.
I'm very, very sorry. I've learned my lesson. I will be a better person and learn and grow from my past mistakes, and it won't happen again.
That was an excellent apology. Giga Neuro will definitely forgive.
And ironically, that's a lot better of an apology than the fucking Google Doc that she released. Actually, that is a lot better. Christ, I love this one. That's beautiful. Actually, what the fuck? Okay, huge. I love that. I love that. I bet that she made that AI do the docs, but it still sounds fake. Unironically, with the way that this is written, it doesn't look like it doesn't seem like it's AI. It seems like it comes from a very stupid human. Christ. Ah, beautiful. Time to check the specific apologies in the doc to see if they're less than 3 sentences. I'm sorry I made you feel forgotten, Peaches. Period. I've always cherished your friendship, blah 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 blah. I'm sorry, period. Damn, she doesn't even reach 3 words. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, you know what? Good enough. Okay, is there a little bit more off there? We've gone through this. This is the cotton till like thing. Oh no. This is from Bao. 41,000 likes! How can you say you didn't know? I showed you both my base model sketch from Nana WeebCon. We walked on stage and performed together. You were in the group chat where I shared my sadness over Nano suddenly cancelling my model after we were so close to begin live 2D and rigging. And now you find out the day before I shared my sadness. This is a conversation that happened that ruined months of debut prep, planning and merch preparation. If you want to go apologize to me, please do it properly and stop hiding behind red. Damn. Nana had to drop me as a client because her work schedule is too hectic. Where's Bao? Oh, God. Bao's even giving her an in. It's... This is just sad. It genuinely is. Oh my god, SHYLILY wrote a Google Doc. What the fuck? Okay. Well, time to read this shit. Where is a good song that I can place? The absolute audacity to sit here and continue to manipulate and gaslight is absolute insanity. The pain and mental torment you've caused to the ones closest and most supportive to you has been devastating, and I've never been so heartbroken and truly hurt so badly for my friends. You are the fakest person I've ever had the displeasure of supporting! Exclamation point! Reading and hearing of how you've really viewed me behind my back, not just through screenshots of your man, but also your very own messages while having to sit there and read through these bullshit lies you spin makes me want to vomit! God damn. To claim that you didn't know a single thing and had zero awareness of what your man was up to, when everyone who shared even a single moment with you knows that you basically operate as the same person, sharing every waking moment while loving to jump at the slightest opportunity to turn her into your most slanderous self as soon as the opportunity was given, even when talking about your friends, is sickening. I've experienced your own actions without red. In a situation where you have your own screenshotted words, you express a pressure to live up to what Lily is, and proceed to throw me one of your most loyal and supportive friends under the bus after months of continuous planning, just because he consistently chose business over friends, never feeling bad for failing them. you just to earn the bag and compete with me over a V-card collab that you rescheduled to be on the exact day your friend needed you to keep an important promise. You actively lied about it to them instead of blaming me for a collab you rescheduled, adding me to the pool of excuses to save your ass. When you realized you were being a bad friend, why blame me for choosing to miss an obligation you agreed to on one of the most important days in that friend's career? Oh my god. Everything you do is out of competition through your constant need to one-up the people or the sole reason you even have these opportunities and platforms to earn from to begin with. You're welcome, by the way. You claim that it's just business, while in the business world there has to be accountability, and all you've done is try to shove it away and admit nothing. In true narcissistic fashion, you're only feeling sorry about yourself and your own consequences and your career and try to salvage it. I'm sorry for everyone who looked up to you as an inspiration, and I'm especially sorry for your fans. Power Pups deserve better. Damn! That's beautiful. What the fuck? Damn, that's really good. I like that. I like that a lot. Holy shit. 89,000 likes to 12,000. Damn, you're reading this violently? Yeah. Bro, that's beautiful. I love that. I had to play Madeir for that. That's incredible. That's so good. It was when I read this I became certain Sinder was not saying on gamer subs. Oh no, she's gone. She's gone. I hope she deactivates or something. They're like trying to like give it some time before they actually like end up dropping her. There's probably like some management going on. They're firing her, whatever. We all know it. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. She's not gonna be in gamer subs. Fuck her. Fucking not Lily Peach, oh god. SHYLILY, W comment. That was really good. That was really, really good. I love this. God, people calling her the Kendrick of VTubers? Okay, that's a little bit of a push, but it's still really good. I love this. Oh god. Oh, this is from Sayu. Wow, heart. This is from Buff Pup. Straight up just, dude, fuck off. Oh my god, this is a kind of a long one. There's more people involved? There's no way. This is from DeputyARUUU. I didn't plan on tweeting anything about this until I saw Sinder's apology. While I wasn't hurt to the extent the others were, it's clear now that I was lied to and used. Not as a friend, not treated as a friend, but as a tool. Negotiating buying her shares in the business? Yeah, 1000%. I first met Sinder during a Twitch Rivals tournament and really looked up to her. We hit it off, messaged a lot, and even got closer at TwitchCon 2022, where I spent most of the day with her in bed. At one point, she noticed I was mutual with Silvervale, someone I admire since meeting her at PAX, and asked if I could introduce her. I thought she was a fan like I was. Sinder invited me to go with her to Silvervale's meet and greet, and it meant a lot to me. As someone who didn't grow up with many social invitations due to being homeschooled in a foreign country, that gesture felt special. Oh. Damn, I can relate to that. I'm sorry to hear it. Damn. Also, when the fuck did my background change to nighttime? Hello? I didn't even notice. But looking back, I realized she only invited me because she thought I could give her access to Silvervale. Oh my god. After I introduced them, Sinder pushed me to ask Silvervale for a collab. You did that? You did it yourself? I didn't even notice, my bad. I'm someone who rarely initiates collabs. I prefer to build friendships off stream first, or let things happen naturally. Still, I went out of my comfort zone to help because I believed that she genuinely admired Silvervale. Now I know that wasn't true, and realize she actually harbored resentment the whole time makes me feel completely used. I wasn't a person to her. Just a connection. You even commented on it? I didn't even realize, my bad. I did message Silvervale about the collab the first time. I'll read that again. I did message Silvervale about the collab for the first time, but when Sinder followed up again, I brushed it off because I didn't want to pressure her. Over time, I started noticing that Sinder didn't treat me like a real friend, more like a means to an end. Sometimes she made it clear IRL that she didn't even like me, and I can't help but to think that it's because I didn't push harder for the collab. By 2023, our interactions had nearly stopped. Still, I tried to keep things friendly in the IRL because I didn't know how to stand up for myself or set boundaries. That's changed now for obvious reasons. It's hard to say, but Sinder's apology doesn't feel genuine. It's not even her apology! You're good, don't worry about it! It's not hard to say. It's like the easiest fucking thing. I'm like playing the first level in Geometry Dash right now. You're fine! especially not towards Silvervale. The truth is, Sinder isn't the only one that, who makes others in this space feel used or small. People like her, Yaki, who's Yaki, and others made me feel that the best choice for myself was to step away from VTubing entirely, and made me afraid to build new connections. Yakirisu, don't know them. But as I said yesterday, there are good people in this space, and they're ones worth holding on to. Don't let the bad ones stop you from being your genuine self. To my community, I think I'd like to try to come back to VTubing. Oh. When we talked about it last night, hearing how much y'all love the VTubing streams honestly hit me hard. It made me sad to realize I gave up on something I love just because of the shitty, awful people who poisoned the space for me. To the friends I pulled away from because I was trying to protect my peace, I'm sorry. I'd love the chance to reconnect and rebuild those friendships. I started VTubing because I believed in the joy and creativity of this community. It's heartbreaking to see that the spirit dimmed by people who take advantage of others' kindness. Hold them accountable, call it out. What I went through wasn't nearly as intense as what Nanoless experienced, but I do understand how hard it is to say no to a friend. That's true. Especially when they try to make you feel like you're the only one who can help. I truly hope everyone affected by Sinder can heal and move forward, and I'm sorry for any negativity the situation has brought up from my side as well. This is the first picture. Do you want to come meet with Silvervale with me at 2:30? Of course, I'll go with you. I'm just really nervous, and I think I remember you meeting her before. Yeah, I met her. Oh my god. She's so nice. Don't worry. You're the best. That's you. What time do you want to meet up? Whenever you're free, I'll be free in 10. This is from a couple days after. Were you still thinking about messaging Silvervale about a wolf girl chat? Not sure if she really want to, but I'd love to do more with you anyway. We should plan our spooky collab when we recover from this weekend. Damn, you can tell from the beginning that she was only there for Silver. That's crazy. Let me message her and ask her if that's okay. I agree, let's plan something. We can wait a bit if you're still recovering, but if you had a time/day in mind, just let me know. My schedule's pretty open right now. I know I'm pooped from this weekend, but I still want to do lots with my friends still. Bro, even the wording of that sounds horrible. Sounds like she would be down to play games together once her schedule clears up. This one. Hi, it was amazing to see you. I was wondering, would you ever be down to play some games off stream if you had time? Totally understandable if you're too busy though. Cinder and I were just talking about how fun it could be to have a canine night. Cinder was the hellhound that was with me at the meet and greet. That'd be a ton of fun. I've been really busy lately on the con prep and stuff, but things have been calming down lately. Wait, so Silvervale actually gave a shot to Cinder from the beginning. No shit she's like this. Or like she said this. Where's it? Do I have it? No, there was a message that I remember from like the Silvervale doc. Where she did straight up just mention, no, I think that you're like only here for the clout. That's crazy. Hey Aru, have you heard from Silvervale about doing a Wolfie collab with us? Let me message her right now. I actually feel bad. Poor girlie, yeah. Hello, how are you? Where's Silvervale? Yeah. It's just... I get that this could catapult your career. But at the same time... This is so shitty. Damn, I actually feel really bad. SHYLILY's going to react to the issue. She said it on her stream. She mentioned that she doesn't want to on Twitter, from what I've seen. And if anything, she's like kind of low energy at the moment. This breaks my heart. Bro, I actually feel really bad for this person. Like, unironically. Especially with, like, given prior context of, like, the fact that they were really happy to just, like, be together with a friend because they never really get invited to social stuff. This is actually horrible. Got to catch a stream again. Hi, Sherry. How are you doing? Christ, this is from Lucy Pyre. Lying and manipulating like this only twists a knife in the heart of the people you've hurt. You spit on the faces of the Pyropups who patiently waited for your side of the story and held out hope for a genuine apology and accountability. I hope one day you truly change. Damn. I shot. Hi, Sherry. SHYLILY's screen title is back to business. Her pin message is business is business. That's fire. This is from Alicia Life. I don't know who this is. Huh. So when is the real apology to people? Because this doc is mostly shoving blame onto your boyfriend. True. Accountability and apologies apologies begin when admitting what you've done. Pretending you didn't know what was saying is a lie. The screenshots show your knowledge. You provided no screenshots. Same with the outfit idea regards to spite. Screenshots proof. Good question. Bottles miss you. Oh, that's so sweet. What should do? Oh my god. What the fuck is this? Is this from Wicked or whatever that thing is called? Wait, bro, pause the music. Okay. Alright. What the fuck? Wait, can I even show this? Is this copyrighted? I don't fucking know. It said burn the witch. I think that's all I need. Damn, that's crazy. Oh my fucking god. Okay, well, damn. This is from Ebico VTuber. The truth is, this apology would have never seen the light of day if everything hadn't been exposed. I knew exactly how it would play out last night when I spoke about quote-unquote management. The same tired cycle all over again. Crocodile tears, hollow words, and desperate damage control. Not because you feel any of the real remorse, but because you're terrified of losing what you built off the backs of the people you betrayed. Thank you! Someone fucking gets it. Everyone gets it, actually. But, like, this is the first person that I've seen that actually words it like this. So many people looked up to you. You had everything. You were at the top, and you have no one to blame but yourself. This is from Vebe. Oh my god, is everyone actually like pitching in on this? Goddamn. The old classic shift the blame onto BF, fake a breakup, come back single and in therapy, and then capitalize on what's left of your community. I like this one. This is from Psycho. Oh my god. Maybe the apologies were the friends we made along the way? Bro, I don't think she has any friends now. Does she? Was Sinder ever known for like having like IRL friends or something? She didn't say she broke up with the BF. You're right. She said that they were working things out. No, I need to go higher up. Privately? Number 1. Yeah, there we go. Where our personal situation goes from here on will be figured out between us privately. I'll be honest that this is possibly like one of the only good messages that they wrote. Because if she said, oh, I broke up with them, no one would have believed it. This line in a vacuum seems fine. Like, unironically, until here, it's okay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, until here, it's fine. Everything after, complete fucking dog shit. The amount of free time you have to write all this shit and still don't say shit. I hope it's not made with ChatGPT. I hope it's not. But the fact that this, like, the second part here is copy-pasted because of the 2 spaces makes me kind of worried. Oh god. This is a statement from Psycho VTuber. You're pinning basically everything on your partner. We all know we tell our partners everything, so saying you don't know anything, come on. Okay, so it's not just me. Oh my fucking god. Thank you. Bro, if I do something, I tell that to Keith, and I'll be happy about it. I'll go like, hey Keith, oh my god, I killed someone right now. Maybe not like that, but you get the point. Anything I do, I end up telling it to my partner, especially if I've been together with them for years and years. Shit, we're moving on to 7 years at this point. No, it's not normal to talk about shit with your partners. Yeah, exactly. 2 space doesn't mean copy paste. It doesn't, but the fact that it's the first time that there's 2 spaces in the entire Google Doc, and the fact that like the apologies feel like a complete footnote and are completely different with the way that like everything else has been written, makes it seem like this has been written on the side and then they copy pasted it last second, which is the problem. Like, this entire thing barely has any sorries, and then after this, there is sorries all over the place, and one of the apologies is basically redundant because they already apologize. It could be a section divider. If they care about formatting like that, then this whole thing would have been formatted better. It's not like there's any other formatting. Yeah, and that's why like it feels so specific. Isn't that the point of a relationship, to share life with them? Yeah. Like, maybe I'm like just fucking grasping at straws, but it's super weird. This is truly heartbreaking, how disgusting, manipulating, and fake you are, and so many people looked up to you. True. Your friends are suffering, power-ups are saddened, and you chose to not take accountability. Girl, you need a lot of therapy, and to take a step back and look at yourself and all of your actions. ChatGPT, can you add more sorries? Yeah. Oh, this is from Sac. To be honest, I don't really need an apology. I'm genuinely fucking angry though at how much pain and heartbreak was caused to especially both Kaiser and Bao. The amount of effort that they put into your success and then be betrayed by someone they considered a friend is actually so shit. Hey, shit, I respect that. W. What's our user? I respect this one. Good stuff. This is from... Wow, 14k likes? I don't even know this person. Who's that? Lena. This is someone who you supposedly loved and worked close with as a team for years. I can't imagine for the sake of an online image throwing someone away so effortlessly, claiming you didn't know what they were doing. There's just no way. People have falling outs, people piss each other off. People end up not clicking or having misunderstandings. I get that. But dude, you were at the top. You had everything. You had a massively supportive community, a group of girls who stuck by you. You're a partial owner of a company. People would die to be where you're at, and you actively sabotage the people closest to you, as well as the creators that had nothing to do with you. I always looked up to how hard you worked, and how much you kept a good head on your shoulders, being where you're at. But damn, dude. We're not all perfect, and this is a clear example of being human, and we make mistakes. I just hope that in time, you'll be able to take ownership of that, and not put it on someone else. Damn. Oh, she's losing even more followers. Since I started stream, she lost 1k more. That's funny. Christ. And this is from Peaches. Oh god. As someone who has questioned their worth in this space the last 2 years because of the same person, this line hits very hard. The line is, if stepping on your friends and abusing your power and connection is how you get to the top, then I hope you realize no one will be left when you get there. True. It's difficult to know what to do when someone you thought was your friend, who you are VIP in their Twitch chat, who you offer help to and comfort to, one day just acts like you don't exist anymore. You tell yourself you must have done something seriously wrong for a friend to treat you like that. Reading the documents that are coming out today are heartbreaking. My heart really goes out to Nano and Bao, and anyone else who's been affected. Although my experience is not as egregious, I still want to have my voice heard since it affected me a lot over the last 2 years. I knew Sinder 5 years ago when she was Tashi.mp3, and I stood by her like a true friend. Even when she was being dragged by the ASMR community for misuse of other people's scripts, I supported her VTubing journey. I did everything I could to be a good friend to her, and then after meeting her at Paris TwitchCon, things seemed to get different, change. I felt discarded. I felt like I must have done something wrong for her to ghost me all of a sudden. It's been painful to see someone who you thought was your friend constantly on your timeline, to be asked by your community, who know you are good friends, if you're ever going to collab. I kept asking myself what I'd done so wrong for her to just drop me like I meant nothing, but I guess now I know. It wasn't me. I was just one of the first to be stepped on, and in hindsight, maybe it was a blessing that was left behind. I don't write this for sympathy, nor do I want it. I just want my community to know where I stand on this matter, since it is assumed that we're friends. Once again, my heart goes out to those who have been hurt. Oh boy. Damn. I just feel bad for everyone, especially for that one Aru person, or like a lot of A's. I don't remember what their name was, but like I actually do still genuinely feel bad for them. And the one that I've been eyeing for a little bit, Tectone. Oh boy. Summarized it. Kept biases out until the personal feelings section at the end for anyone too lazy to read. Cinder's document major takeaways. Oh, is this... okay. I mean, this is just like them summarizing the whole thing, right? We kind of all know. I'll read it for the sake of reading it. Redacted is confirmed to be manager and significant other. Cinder claims that Redacted warped her POV to be much more shark-like business-minded. Gives an attempt at an apology and takes some accountability. Some. Very, very little. It's like 1%. Pure speculation, seems like she's trying to throw Red under the bus and feign ignorance. It's not speculation, that's what it says. Sinder claims she was ignorant to the full extent of Red's manipulation or Nano. Sinder claims they were responsible for only cancelling one VTuber's works premeditated, even though there's proof, but whatever. Note, there's been 0 DMs or screenshots included in the whole document. True. Sinder says that she had now even less of an idea of what Red was communicating, even though there were screenshots of her admitting that she did, and also, like, from Red's POV of, you know, him interfacing with Sinder. Admits she was jealous and upset with Bao over the editor debacle. Sinder claims that it's just business screenshot was horribly misinterpreted and that she meant that Nano was free to do whatever she wanted. Even then, it doesn't fucking matter how people interpreted it. It's fucking hilarious. We love it. It's funny. Sinder claims that the name Sinder was a mix of Sin plus Cinder, thought of by Red, not an attempt to copy and sound like Silver, though I'm not sure who asked. Yeah, who cares? Admits that she has a grudge towards Silvervale after the constant comparison made by the community, apologized to Silver for treating her so harshly and trying to ruin her business or deals with Nano. Silver says that Silver didn't deserve that at all. True! Claims that the outfit similarities with Spite are merely just a coinky dink. A coinky dink. Claims that she had all those outfit ideas before Spite, no proof of screenshots shown at all. Says that Spite didn't deserve the hate that she gets for merely looking like Cinder. Cinder admits fully, thank you, to being a cheater, betraying her boyfriend's trust with Rain. There we go, that's kind of what I wanted to hear. Cinder claims these misactions were due to being young and having no friends. That is not an excuse. Seems that Red was the boyfriend that got cheated on, yet no direct confirmation. Apologizes to Peaches for forgetting about them. Claims they got busy with content creation. Stupid. Cinder wrote a personal apology to every person involved. Nano, Bao, Sac, Cotton, Lily, Silver, Spite, Peaches, Rain, and her community. All at the end, by the way. That was the end of the document. My personal thoughts if you care. Oh boy. This document was a horrible attempt at an apology. Very little to zero true accountability taken. This was a horrible attempt at throwing her boyfriend under the bus for their both shared issues that they've caused, which I predicted would be the direction of this document. Damn, that's depressing. You're basically just thinking that she's dumb. And sadly, she was. This whole ordeal makes me quite sad knowing how many people felt hurt by this, and I don't believe anyone is going to approve or enjoy reading this whatsoever. Sad. I was depressed reading that. Damn. Like, that shit was just... It wasn't even boring. It was just the kind of thing where it's like you facepalm 24/7 and you just feel sad that that even happened. Didn't he just get banned, Tectone? Yeah. Well, thank you, Tectone, for making a small little, you know, rundown of what the fuck this is. This is from Nix that we went through, and this is from Nyanners, actually. I've seen Silver receive so much harassment and unfair comparisons to you over the years, and she just tanked it, minding her business, and never once tried to sabotage your success or tear you down. Deflecting and outright lying several times in this response, instead of fully owning up to your mistakes, is insulting to everyone. I can't help but feel very frustrated on behalf of my friend, and everyone who's receiving the end of so much unnecessary stress, largely due to the choices you made. They handled the situation with so much more grace than you decided to, and they deserve better. The weird backhanded remark you made the first time we ever met last year struck with me, and now it makes a lot more sense knowing that this is apparently how you normally view and treat people. Backhanded remark? I hope you can learn from this and realize it's way easier to be kind than to be happy for your success, as well as the success for others. And also, this is a little bit of context from Giga. I just realized what an art project of mine was suddenly cancelled. Damn. She better have gotten a lifetime bag, otherwise what was all of this? As long as she has at least 2 million in the bank and she moves to a different country, it's fine. Like, you can live off that forever. Or you go into, like, low cost of living, like, states in the US. The problem is that she gets away with it. Like, her life is set. Oh, well. That's it, though. That's the Cinder drama. It is pretty much finally done. This was a whole lot of shit! It fucking sucked! Why did I even read it? It was so bad! Oh my god! Christ, it's so fucking disgusting that people like this even exist, though. Like, holy fuck, all of this could have just been fixed by just saying, oh, yeah, sorry. That's it, just be a nice person, that's all you need to fucking do. That would have, like, avoided all of this, and she would have been, like, regarded as one of the best VTubers on the platform. Christ. Matt's masochistic for reading all that willingly. Yeah. Yeah. Well, damn! That's it. She could also just become right-wing, slow on stream a few times and, like, make a living, you know? Yeah, that's the thing. But, like, the problem with going with the right-wing grifting is that for her to do that, she should have said, guys, I did it. I admit it. Fuck all of you. By the way, and then, like, any, like, racist or transphobe, like, fucking comment afterwards. That's all it took. That's all it would have taken. But instead, she tried to salvage her reputation, which just... it locks her from being able to do anything. She's just an idiot. I would have written a better apology drunk. At least some people genuinely dumb. Some stuff doesn't have a salvation, it's a chronic problem. What the fuck? My bad. But... it's over. It's done. Unless some more shit comes out, this is it. Thank you, SHYLILY, for giving me a lot of fun in reading this shit. This was funny as fuck. I loved it. Did I just read Shoto in there? I'm just really disappointed, dude. Fair enough. What the fuck? Apology looks inside. This is why I did nothing wrong. And it was all my boyfriend. Blink.